Oh, I think we are live. Are we live? Is the camera working? I think so. There we are. More troubles. More troubles with the stupid live stream. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very, 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 very late live stream. We are doing Sunderland's watch-along of Sunderland against Liverpool. And I'm hoping this is the first time. This is almost like my pre-season, guys. Whereby I'm trying to figure out all this new stuff out. So in theory, what should happen is, on this stream, is that all these fancy graphics should work from kickoff. That is the dream, that is the hope, that is the expectation. I am hoping that it works like that. But we'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully the clock and everything, the lineups will feed in and whatnot. But how is everyone doing today? This is... yeah, late. I don't think I've ever live streamed this late for a watch along. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to covering off the game. I'm hoping to see some exciting stuff. We'll go through all the team news and whatnot as well. But pretty happy with the team news. Pretty strong Sunderland team. So let me go through some of your comments early on. Lots of people commenting. John McKinney. Looks like everyone has us going down next season. I love it because we'll probably maintain Europe next season. Even if we don't win Europa League, let's prove these people wrong. And absolutely, mate. I've seen today there's a... what's his name from the kickoff or whatever it is. And Callum... I've got his name, the Barnsley guy. But yeah, I saw there was a video of them going around today where they were talking about Sunderland potentially being relegation contenders. I don't understand. I think it's a boring narrative. I'm sort of bored of just how sort of thick people can be. I don't understand why people would throw Sunderland in there. We finished 7th last season. We're going to invest. Obviously, we're not. I suppose maybe people are looking at the fact we've not bought anyone yet, other than Thomas Meunier. But yeah, I don't get it, mate. I don't get it at all. Raimundo, yeah, coverage. He's asking about the kickoff time, but yeah, kickoff is 11 PM UK time. Raimundo also says absolutely right about all those relegation predictions as well. We'll be a stronger team from the outset than last season, and we still have to add depth and quality. Absolutely. Mr. Mackham says Lafayette light it up next year as a 10 from the start. 100% agree. Jay with the 5 Bromleys in there. Good evening to you, my mate. How are you doing? Fred Holmes says, Tom Burwell, Franco, Solfi and Reggie have all said we'll be strong and better next season. That'll do for me. Top 6. Absolutely. Jay, he's going for the quintuple. Mr. Mackham, in a joyful mood, my friend. John Sweeney, here we go. Let's get the season started. Away the lads. Watching from New Zealand. Great kickoff time for me. 10 AM on a Sunday morning. Beautiful. Lovely for you. Good morning. Yes, Jay. Easy win for the boys against Liverpool. Yo, bro. Yo to you too, Mr. Mackham. Change of crisis. Hello to you. Away the lads from Stephen Hensel. Good evening. Hello, Lexi. How you doing? Carl, watching first time live. I'll catch your videos later on. Good luck. Thank you, my man. James Copley, I can't believe you didn't invite me. I know, mate. It's a disgrace that you weren't invited. Yeah, I think I was actually on you, to be fair. I'm pretty sure it was you that decided that you didn't want to come on the stream. You don't value the people that watch everyone. So, there we are. Watch us. Sorry, James. There'll probably be lots of mistakes tonight as well. Recording this late. You know, I haven't had like a sleep or anything. And while obviously it's not that late, but in terms of being switched on in the brain and everything going on, it is possible. It is possible that I will be making some mistakes throughout this live stream. I also don't have commentary on. I've paid for the SAFC stream. I don't have commentary on. So again, you know, especially in the second half when we bring on lots of young players, I'm not going to profess to know them all. So again, we could make some mistakes there. Billy wants 4-0 at half time. All good, Connor. How are the lads? Yes, Stu, mate. We're doing very, very well. Copley, invite yourself. He was invited. He was. He's just trying to make me look bad. It's James Copley. So yeah, he was. He 100% was. Change of Crisis says, why are Wrexham in the Premier League Summer Series? Ryan Reynolds. Probably it. I mean, I don't know. Is this actually classed as the Premier League Summer Series? Did not change the name of it. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, it's just, they are a marketer's dream, aren't they? I've watched an interesting, actually, a video on the second tier, which is worth checking out today, where Kieran Maguire, the price of football guy, he'd said that the worry with Wrexham is that the brand is actually the owners. So what happens when they leave? And I think that's an interesting point. Leroy says, would be nice to see some signs over the next week or so. They wrote us off last season, so nothing new. We'll prove them wrong again. Absolutely, mate. Changing crisis says that Barnsley lad predict us to lose every week. Let it continue on. To be fair, Callum Fowler, that's his name. He does seem to be a nice guy, even if he always wants Sunderland to get beat. Paul Bowman says, must know nothing about football. I think we'll go down below Hull and Ipswich. And chuck commentary in there, mate. Absolutely. I quite like the fact, Lexi says, I quite like the fact people underestimate us. Let us view them as weak. We'll be the underdogs every day. Our main focus is not losing our current players, 100%. Stephen Hensel says, one takeaway, should I get my wife to bring back from town? She's on the drink. She said, do I want food? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, mate. Get yourself some food. 100%. Get yourself a nice pizza. Charming Yogurt says, Callum bet against us most of last season. Connor knowledgeable. Callum hasn't got a clue. Are you sure of the game? We'll just talk about it. Capolo, I cannot show the game, mate. The only way to watch it is either through LFC TV or SAFC Live, whatever it's called. It's £8. So yeah. Team sheet, anyone? Yeah, we'll go through the team news. James there. Connor bullies me, that's why I didn't join. That and I have a baby asleep upstairs. Yeah, you're joining the Chronicle, mate. That's what it is, and they don't want you doing all this extra stuff. 100% what it is. Anyway, team lineup. Are we all happy with the team lineup? I was hoping it was going to load up on stream, but it's not there yet. So apologies for that. But again, we're getting through some teething problems here. It is a pre-season friendly, so I don't know necessarily if the data that we have for this is going to pull through the way that it normally would. Hopefully the clock works as well, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's see. And for some reason, my live stream stopped working, so live stream of the game, that is. Maybe that's a problem for everyone. But team lineup, Elborg and Nets. We've got back four of Mukiele at right back. We've got Ballard, O'Nien and Ronaldo in the midfield. It is Brown, Lefay, Reagan. Then we've got Hume, Mundell and Isidore, which is interesting because obviously Trey Hume is playing out on the right wing. Now that could just be needs must. It could well be that. But it is interesting that they're putting Hume out on the right wing. Mukiele as well, we've talked about him potentially being a centre-back this season, but obviously he's filling it right back. Now I'm guessing that this is all just because we don't have an actual right winger, but we will see. And it definitely looks like Sunderland stream is having a nightmare because I've got loads of different colours, so presumably we are all having the same issues. But yeah, I am happy with the lineup so far. Let's go back through some of the comments in here. Hume right wing is going to light up the Premier League this season. I mean, he did well towards the end of the season on the right. I was pretty critical of it, but yeah, it did do pretty well. Gerard's just had his afternoon nap. Where are you based, Gerard, my mate? Or you just had a really, really long afternoon nap if you're based in the UK. Daniel Ken says, are we getting a signing through in the next week? Mate, I hope so. I really, really need a right winger in. Desperate to get a right winger in. I hope there's going to be one coming in the next few days. Mr. Mackham says, out of all the transfer links so far, who do you want more, Sule or Poku? To be honest, I really had my eyes on Sule. I actually think there's a world where Sunderland buy both, and I think I talked about this on Friday's live stream, but Poku, it looks to me like, is Mr. Versatile, can play anywhere across that front line. And Sule, again, is a bit less versatile, but is still quite versatile. So I think there's a world where Sule is the number one choice for the right wing, and Poku comes in and just offers us depth. He played a lot on the left, he's played a lot on the right as well. He's also played in the number 10, so he's very, very versatile and gives us options. So I can see a world where both of those players would come in, but the thing is, we know with Sunderland that they are, really, really stealthy in the transfer market, and we don't know. It could be very possible that there's a player signing tomorrow that we don't know about and haven't heard anything about, and then we'll just get a murmur from an Ornstein or a Keith Downey or maybe one of the guys at the Echo that something's happening, and then we'll find out. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I think Sule for me looks like he's the big upgrade for us. Jay says, Bromley after dark, don't worry about professionalism. Now, we don't have to worry too much about professionalism, but, yeah. Shane Rigg has to move from the middle. Does him a bit of a disservice. Now, I think Rigg is playing in the middle, is my reading of it. I think it'd be Brown, Lefay, and Rigg, I think. So, yeah. Rumours of signing someone called Nelson. Is that Ben Nelson? From Leicester, maybe. I think our starting 11 is stronger than theirs. I mean, we'll have a look at their starting 11. They've got obviously a lot of players at the World Cup. But yeah, let's touch on the Liverpool team for this game. Let's scroll down. So they've got Marmachvili, the goalkeeper, is decent. Joe Gomez. Oh, they've done theirs not unlike. They've done theirs in squad number order, so you can't actually get a feel of what the team is. Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Kostas Tsimikas, Frimpong. So Frimpong will be playing right back. Tsimikas will be left back. It'll be Gomez playing centre back. And then the other one, McConnell, he's former Sunderland Academy. Morrison, Egamoa, who's the young winger. And then Ndai in right. So I don't exactly know how Liverpool are lined up because they've done it in that way. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see sort of how that plays out. But yeah, it sounds like our 11's better than theirs. Sky 10 says, right wing out, signing shot coming, walking out the tunnel. Some may say I'm coping. Very, very WWE style. If that is the case. Jay says, James, I have 2 kids to sleep and I live in a bungalow, but I'm playing this at full blast. He doesn't care, does Jay? Morning to you, Jonathan. I hope you're well. John likes the lineup. Good, strong first half team. Absolutely. Good to see other people are having issues with the live stream. Yeah, James having it as well. I think James is desperate to be on this live stream right now. I'm shocked that he's not done this. He's not came on here. I think to be honest, from him, it's weak. You could have had a Disco Pants special, but it's weak. Let's keep going through here. Loads and loads of comments. Charming Yogurt says, Connor, we start the season with the current team, no more signings. Where do we finish in the league and how do we do in the Europa League? I don't think this current team would do particularly bad, but I think we'd be pretty stretched if we're in Europe. There are holes. We need a left back 100% and we need a right winger 100%. But how would the team do? I don't think it'll be in relegation trouble. I think the team would probably sit somewhere like 15th, something like that. Yeah, I don't think we'd be in bother. I think that the newly promoted teams are not great. I think Fulham are in a bit of a worse position than us. I think that as well, you've got the other teams like Palace, Brighton, and Bournemouth are all in Europe as well this season. But we're keeping the crux of this team together. We've only lost Mayenda and Traore in Hitrauda, really. So we definitely have to replace those players and add a bit more depth in there. But I don't think Sunderland would be in a bad position. But look, they're going to sign players. Don't worry about that. They're not going to sit and do nothing this summer and just buy one free transfer. Aaron says, evening Connor, looks a decent lineup, at least for the first 45-60 minutes. Absolutely, mate. I mean, you see Newcastle today. We don't even talk about this. Newcastle. They drew against Gateshead, Lee Cattlemore's Gateshead, with a pretty strong team. And they after like 25 minutes, were like this Stewart guy who they've just bought in from Ajax is already good enough to replace Bruno Guimaraes. Stephen Hensel says, I'm on the Liverpool stream, really good quality. Breakfast says, you're going to be having a half-time nap. No, mate, I'm here for the duration. I might go to the loo, but other than that, I'm here. I am here. It's raining in Richmond. It's not raining in Gateshead, unfortunately. Carlos the Macam says, away the lads. Evening, Connor, mate. Evening, all shaggers. Hello, mate. Hello. James Copley says, don't put pressure on me. You've got to thrive on the pressure, James. You've got to thrive on it. Despite what Labrie has said, I think we need another body in midfield. I agree, mate. I think we do. Stephen Thompson, any new players in yet? What a joke. Don't worry about it yet, mate. Don't worry about it. We're going to be there. Boglum Sneeze says, just got it from work. Ready to see Sunderland continue their invincible season. Absolutely. Charles Hunter, evening. Evening to you, my friend. Evening, Connor, and everyone. Join members of the day. Great channel. Thank you, Spanner. Appreciate that. Love having members in on the streams. Daniel Kent says, I feel like Diarra is going to feel like a new signing this year. That injury did him no favours. With a bit of composure, there's gem in there. Absolutely. I think me and James are in agreement that Habib Diarra is going to be a big player for Sunderland. Gerard says, sitting in Texas, click watch live, but nothing happened. I don't know, mate. Have you paid stream? That would be my guess. Mick McCarthy's fence. Is this the Mick McCarthy? Are you Mick McCarthy's fence? I mean, that is pretty wild if you are watching on YouTube. But he says, much love, Connor. On my holidays, we're tuned in. My partner was upset over a beer last night when I told her I hadn't bought your book yet. I'll most certainly be buying it soon. Absolutely. There we are. Good plug for the book. Check it out. It looks like sales seem to be doing pretty well for it. So excited for you all to read it. What a slog. What a slog it has been. What a wonderful slog. What a pleasure it is to spend my time covering this wonderful football club. Callum Hodgson says, any idea what the third kit will be? I hope for a yellow one, but seen rumours of a navy blue. I'm not 100% sure, mate, on the kits. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to lie to you. Normie No News says, I have a question. Why do some players, if they're short ups, I mean, yes, they are physically sexy physical beats, but I don't get the rising of shorts. I don't really know. But back in the day, players used to wear really high shorts, didn't they? They used to wear really low cut shorts. So maybe it's just a case that they're more comfortable with them being pulled up. I'm not sure. Cakey Boy says, evening Connor, I'm on call for work tonight, so hopefully I don't get called out and can watch the whole game. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed you can do so. Everyone remember, like the stream. Yeah, like, hype, subscribe, all that good stuff. I always forget to do that, so thank you. Daniel Cairns, is it always bad I confuse James for Mr. Critchley? I presume that's Dougie Critchley. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Dougie's a nice guy, so I don't see why James would be too offended by that. Jason Peter says, evening, all which young guys are we looking forward to see? I'm curious about Chuchurov and Garagusin. I think they're the ones that are probably closest to the team. Ogunsui, I'm guessing he'll be knocking about in there as well. Ethan Fenix says, what's your favourite Pokemon? I don't know, guys. Let me know what your favourite Pokemon is. As a kid, I enjoyed some Pokemon. And while we're on the top of it, when I went on holiday in January, I actually downloaded an emulator on my iPad to play Pokemon. I want to say Heart Gold, something like that. But my favourite Pokemon as a kid was probably... It's a good question. Dragonite. Big fan of Dragonite. That's what I'm going to go with. That's always what I wanted. Exchange of Crisis says, if you could sign one realistic player from the World Cup, who would you sign? One realistic player. Well, I really like Anis Hadj Moussa. He didn't necessarily like the World Cup, but he was at the World Cup, and I think he would fill a good spot for us, and I think he is pretty realistic. So that's probably the one that I am going to chuck that out there. So yeah, let us know though who you would sign for the World Cup as well in the comments below. Carl says, I went to a family duty with my mag relatives and was enjoying the negativity about their pre-season start. Funny, yes. Bet any dressing room with Catamoule's manager must be interesting. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, there we are. The team news is on the screen. Lovely. Look at that. There we are. We're happy with that. I'm happy with that being in there. I just had a text from the guys who run the stream. It looks good. It looks good. Lexi says, pressure. Peer pressure. Can't believe you joined. 260 of us waiting for you. Mr. Mackham says, how many pages did your book end up at? Great to see ALS selling it. So it's actually in partnership with ALS. I did the crossword book with them, and I spoke. Obviously, me and Martin have known each other for years, and we really, really get along. And I'd sort of said to him, I had an idea for it, and he was like, yeah, absolutely go for it. And he was really, really a good help for it. But we ended up at 100,000 words, which works out at about 250 to 300 pages. We are still currently putting the sort of the actual physical book together. So that's the point we're at right now, where we've got to get all the pages right. But that should happen in the next week or so. So yeah, it's a long one. It's a good read, a good one for holiday, I would say. I actually had my cousin who's a Leeds fan who's just ordered one because he's really excited. Apparently Leeds, there was a similar one that he really enjoyed with Leeds. I was like, well, read it. He says he didn't know anything about Sunderland League One. So there we are. You can tell no one's at work tomorrow. No, nobody is. Billy says, no AFCON is massive for us. Jay's cat says hello. Meow. Excellent. Kingfisher says, hey Connor, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Another performance that we did against York with some interesting prospects. Absolutely. James Walker is all ready to go here in sunny North Queensland. How are the lads? Gerard says Liverpool should have an interesting stroke worrying season. Reminds me of John Bond going from Norwich to Man City. Hopefully. Where's the team? It's finally on screen now, which we are happy with. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I don't control it. But yeah, the team does look wrong, doesn't it? But we can roughly work it out. I know when I've watched Conor McGilligan, he's the same company. Often I look at his teams and I often think, oh, they don't look right at all. So there we are, Alan Brown. And yeah, it should be Trey Hume, not at centre-back. There's loads. There's loads. Loads of issues on there. But there we are. It is what it is. I'll see if I can change it in the future. Aaron Kale says, will your book be sold anywhere else or best to order online? I live near Durham and they have the Fans Museum shop there. Any chance of it being in there? Potentially, yes. I could speak to Michael Gangley who runs all them. I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah. But probably will be. Waterstones are definitely going to have it in Sunderland. I don't know if there is a Waterstones in Durham. I'd imagine that there is. Daniel Kern saying the book best have pictures. I can't read without pictures. There are no pictures in it, unfortunately. The costs are so much. And the SFC live stream is back. Absolutely. John Nesbitt. There we are. Even in Brahms. Puck goes quicker and for me needs to be signed along with the other winger we are linked with. And yeah, the team is here. It's here. Wayne Embleton says, hi Connor, watch your cast religiously every day after work, so don't get a chance to comment, but love what you do, my mate. Appreciate that, Wayne. Absolutely. Are you related to Elliot Embleton? Maybe. I doubt Brown will be here. Wrong. Absolutely not. And Jay says, don't worry about the team. It adds something to talk about. Yeah, it is what it is. I think they obviously get the data sent through. And we'll see where it goes from there. So we've got, 10 minutes to go for kickoff. And there we are. My stream. I can't actually edit the team. If I want to. I don't know. Do we care about the team being edited? I don't know if we do that much. So yeah. We'll plow on. We'll plow on. Who's on the bench? I don't actually know who's on the bench. Be all the players that are in the squad. But Sunderland, when they put the team out, did not name the bench, I don't think. So we'll see. I'm going to load up through Twitter and just see if I can see the bench for the game ahead. But yeah, it'll just be everyone who was in the squad, unless there's been an injury. So yeah, but anyway, how's everyone doing? How are you all feeling ahead of the game? This is kind of like the first well, I mean, we played at York, but this is kind of the first sort of high-level pre-season game, isn't it? We obviously always play those games against Gateshead and South Shields in the York game, and obviously we played at South Shields as well. That was kind of a replacement for that. So, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Right. Do I have to buy a membership to stream? No, you do not, mate. You just need to log in to sfc.com, and you can get it. 11 PM UK kickoff time, absolutely. We've got remote rounds. Good morning from Kingaroy. Is that right? Apologies, Australia. -1. I didn't come out from CLS for this. Yeah, -1. Who knew Australia got so cold? What's the Liverpool starting 11? Okay, we can whack the Liverpool team on stage if you want. Oh, can we? No, because I put the wrong thing on. There we are. There's the Liverpool team. If you want to say it, I don't know how 100% accurate that is, but that looks about right to me. You can see the fullbacks are in the right position. The midfielders are all in the right position. Harvey Elliott on the right. I mean, is it worth scouting Harvey Elliott today? Are we going to scout Harvey Elliott and see where we're at with that? Because people are liking Harvey Elliott, so let's see. Who is that mass winner? To be honest, I've not been watching the stream yet, so I don't know who the mass winner is. I'm not sure. No Me No News says you're an absolute legend. I don't know if I'm a legend. Not quite. We'll get there in the end, though. YouTube legend in 10 years. Get the legs in. SJ 30,000 says £6 for the stream. I paid 8. What? You've robbed us, mate. You've absolutely robbed us. Sorry, I'm just texting the guys who are in the stream. Let's see where we're at in the live chat. There's a lot of people chatting on. Yeah, it was £30 for 4 games. I'm going to one of the games. So, well, I went to the York game, so I didn't see the point of paying. Then I went to the I'm going to the Ren game, and then they're on Premier Sports, and my dad is an absolute sucker for La Liga, so I have Premier Sports. he always gives us his login for it. So this is the only game, I think, in the Lawns game that I had to pay. £6 for members. I've robbed myself there because I'm a member. What an idiot. Club's taking £2 off us. It's alright. I'll let them have it. Pays for somebody's wages, we'll take it. John says... Rig, I hope, has a good match today. He finished last season quite well. Yeah, he did. He sort of that last period. So the Newcastle game, he was brilliant, wasn't he? And then the last few games, he wasn't getting as many minutes. Jamie Redmond says, not available in the US on SCFC. It's on ESPN instead. Oh, well, there we go. So you can see that. Carl says, Harvey Elliott might be a good option for us if the fee and wages are right. Like, well, he's only a year left in his contract. But yeah, we'll see. Steve says it's still a friendly, Connor. Don't get too high or too low. This ain't SCFC Prem Team. Yeah, but we're here for the vibes. We are here for the vibes. Oz Mackham says, morning, Connor from chilly Canberra, live on Stan Sports here in Australia. For any others struggling to see it, well, there we go. Excellent. We've got a few Australians who watch this. Get the youngsters on, says SG3000. Best website for stream with comms. Not sure, mate. Just put it on a stream and then listen to me. There you are. That'll do. £6 for members. I know. I've cost myself all that money. Did Josh Kelly win? I don't know, mate. I'm not a big boxing fan, but I'll Google it for you. Josh Kelly. I'm sure somebody in the comments will probably beat me to it. Yeah. Josh Kelly won. So there you are. Happy days. Happy days for all you boxing fans. He did win. Excellent. Josh Kelly. Yes, he's a boxer from the northeast. Jim Bob says, good on you for doing this night shift watch along. Well, I was going to be watching it anyway, so why not do a watch along? And I'll probably be back in the morning. We'll talk about the game again. Why not? Gerard says it's not allowing me to purchase a stream going around in circles. I think if you're in America, Gerard, which I think you said you're in Texas, it's on ESPN, apparently. Worst comes to worst, you could VPN to the UK and then buy it there for £8 or £6. So yes. And Claudio Marangoni, niche reference there, says Josh Kelly won but not quite the pretty boy at the end. No Me No News says I was put off by the shine on your head. It's deflected off the bald bonds, but we're here for the vibe. Oh yeah, sorry mate. Let's see. Maybe I should wear a hat. Or I can dim it. Do you want it dimmed? We can dim down. We can go to 50%. Does that help? 25%? Does that help? 75? I don't know. Bald man. Big issues. Big issues being bald. No, we'll go back up to 100. You can just deal with it shining off my big bald head. Mr. Mackham says that have anyone at right wing over Hume, to be honest. He scored the goal, one of the goals, to get us into Europe. He scored that goal against Chelsea. I actually thought Trey Hume was doing well towards the end of the season. I've got to be honest. I thought he was doing pretty well on the right wing. And Mr. Mackham says, there is no shine. Jay says, did you enjoy Where Eagles Dare? And I'm going to wait to give my full review on Where Eagles Dare for when Taff is back from his holiday. I think that is the right and noble thing to do. So I'm going to save all conversation about Where Eagles Dare until he's back, because it's him that wanted it. He also sent me the Amazon gift card voucher. So I'm gonna give that full review when he gets back. Paul Copper says, use your comments, Red TV is going to be crap. Hopefully it's in sync. That would be the only thing, I suppose. But I suppose you could pause me or pause LFC TV if you wanted to. There is no shine. Excellent. Kirky Boy says, apparently you can sign up for Liverpool TV for a free trial and get the game for now. Oh, there you go. There you are. John Nesbitt says, Connor, is there many Sunderland fans at the game, or is it full of Scousers? I mean, I doubt it'll be full of Scousers. It'll be full of Liverpool fans who are American, would be my guess. And that's not to say that they're not Liverpool fans. We've got lots of people who support Sunderland who aren't, never been in the UK or never been to the Stadium Light. But yeah, there'll be a select few Sunderland fans there. I would imagine Nasser will be there. But yeah. It'll be full of Liverpool fans, let's be honest. We know what they're like. If you're in the US, you can watch a VPN on SCFC Live. You absolutely can. Michael says, sorry, I won't get to watch the Leeds game. 1 a.m. on a work day. Breaks my heart. I know, mate. But I think we're still going to do a live stream here. We're still going to be doing it. We're going to be working hard through the night. We're going to do a one. Why not? Why not? Hume actually puts a decent cross in. Yeah, I'm not going to look at him. in any other way. I think he's a good player. Hume was an excellent footballer, but keeping it right back. He was also at fault for a couple of goals we conceded when he was put a lap out over Sagan. I mean, that's the thing with Hume, though. It's not really his fault, is it? He's put in these positions to not to succeed. So yes, let's. There we are, the carousel. We've put the carousel on now, so it'll skip through everything. Also, we need to shout out the sponsors, of course, of the video. You're probably sick of us talking about them all the time, but Serenity Cars, check them out. If you need a new car, if you need to sell a car, check them out. We've also got Stephen Beecroft Photography. Check those out as well. If you need a wedding photographer or anything else, check them out. So they're the two sponsors. And without the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do as many streams as we do on the channel. So we've got to thank them. And obviously you lovely viewers for watching as well. We've got members as well. If you want to watch stuff ad-free, so that's like not the live streams, but the like the videos I did with Nick Barnes, propaganda, all that sort of stuff. Everything that goes on mine and Taff's channel that we do together will go on ad-free. And I also think about putting all the Beyond the Big Six stuff on ad-free for members on this channel as well. So yeah, feel free to do that. I know some people don't love the adverts, and that's fair enough. I get it. But fundamentally, we've got to pay the bills. We've got to pay the bills on the channel, and paying the bills means that I can do more video content and do more stuff about Sunderland, which is what I love to do. Jay says, I'm happy staying here, enjoying Connor and the chat. Yeah, some people are dipping in and out. And that's fine. If you want to come back at half-time, I don't judge you. Singer says, Connor, are you aware of the SCFC store being down on the website? I tried to buy a few things, says access denied. Mate, I don't know. Let me have a look. I'll have a look for you now. SCFC store. I'll tell you what's happening from my perspective. I've had problems with the SFC store in the past, so what? Let's try and buy an Elvis kit. We'll go extra large. Who am I kidding? Add to cart. Oh, it's doing all sorts. I'm getting a spinning wheel at depth. I mean, it's letting us go everywhere up to the checkout. Obviously, I don't want to check out. Seems to be working okay for me. Where else are we in the chat? Well, we've got what? How long have we got until kickoff? We've got a minute, 2 minutes. But yeah, let's see what happens here. I'm looking forward to the game. It looks like we're either behind, since it's 11 o'clock, and we still don't have players on the pitch, which is not ideal for all of us wanting to go to bed before 1 a.m. But yes, Singers, it was working-ish for me, apart from the checkout. I don't know what what stage it was stopping for you, but it was working for me. Is 09 CDM? No, mate. The lineup on there is the lineup that's went on the BBC, but I think the actual lineup is Trey Hume playing on right wing, Alan Brown in the middle, Luke 09 playing centre back is my guess. I can't put the player positions all over. It's live data. I can't edit the teams. I don't. Yeah, I can't edit it. I'm not going to. Let's just leave it as it is. It is what it is. It's roughly the team. Gasolfi over in America. I guess we can assume if he is no signings till the lads are back, you won't want to miss the picture with the new lads. Well, it's possible players will fly out for that, so I wouldn't worry. When is the home shirt released? I think it's tomorrow. Is it Monday? Tomorrow? It's definitely the next couple of days. I can't remember. 26th, 29th. Oh, there we are. 29th. A few more days after that. But it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be looking like the 1937 home kit. I think it looks good. Aussie Mullet. Finally, we don't have to stay up till 3 a.m. to watch a match. Yeah, as somebody who's followed the NHL in the past, it can be very frustrating watching games all through the night. It's not tomorrow. Sorry, it was the 29th for the kit. Looks all Liverpool fans. Hasn't shown any of ours yet on the stream. Liverpool just have loads everywhere. No Me No News says, how are things going? If the popularity grows, are you on the way up? I mean, I feel like I'm on the way up already. I mean, the channel over the last since the end of the season has grown pretty exponentially, but that's because I made the decision to go heavy on the channel. I decided to do a lot more stuff, daily live streams, and I thought that would really help, and people wanted it, and I didn't think there was a lot of people, well, I didn't think there was anyone really doing it. So it's like, yeah, let's do it. And it's worked so far. Channel's doing really, really well at the minute. And Beyond the Big Six is doing all right. Last few weeks it's been picking up. Beyond the Big Six was doing really well at the end of last season. And then it dipped at the end of the season. But there we are. But yeah, We are. I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to this game. Liverpool team is on the stream I've got, so just so that everyone's up to date with where it is, that's what I'm looking at right now. If you're watching on the SAFC stream, yes, mate, it's all going to be Liverpool. Basically, we'll be taking a worldwide feed, whereby we won't control the cameras. It'll be whoever the American broadcaster is, or potentially even LFC TV, and us putting our graphics on. Seen about 4 in Sunderland shirts. Yeah. To be fair, BBC has the same positions as Connor stream. Yeah, the stream, it's live data. So it just literally comes in. Don't worry about it. It obviously is taken from the BBC website. But yeah, it's fine. Gaz Dukes, evening Connor. Escaped a family party to join you. Far too many apple sours. Hi, Yvonne. Good on you, mate. It's good to have you here. We're in the pink. We are Charles. Jay's loving the daily streams and the Discord. Can you share the Discord? Yes, I can. Let me get the link for the Discord if you want to join. We've had a few people join recently on the Discord. But yes, I'll put it in. I stopped promoting it a while ago, the Discord. Oh, we're out the tunnel now. You can see Luco9 is captain for the day, which is nice. Right, I'll get the invite copy. There you are. Anyone wants to join the Discord, I will pop it in here so you can all see. So yeah, Discord. The only real rules on the Discord is don't talk about politics. That's it. That's all we ask. Don't talk about politics and be nice to everyone. Yeah. Gerald says, sorry Connor, I have it on ESPN. I hope you're making income. They keep posting your stream place adverts in. I apologise for that, mate. I might in future, to be fair, take the adverts off the live streams. Because I think that probably makes the viewing experience better. So that's something that I'll consider in the future. It depends how much it impacts, obviously, the revenue. Martin says, who is your NFL team? Go Pack Go. You're the Packers, but it was also Washington with our USA links. So for me, I don't know if anyone knows, I've mentioned it before, but I used to live in Atlanta. I did a year of university there. So generally, as a general rule, I follow all the Atlanta teams, apart from they don't have an ice hockey team. So I follow the Toronto Maple Leafs in ice hockey, and that's because I've been to Toronto and I like the city. So there we are. So yeah, I'm an Atlanta Falcon, although I do watch a bit more baseball. I watch the Braves. I cannot watch a live game of baseball though, or the NFL. It's too long and boring. But yeah, there we are. Walking out to Liverpool, you never walk alone. I don't have the audio on, so gladly, I haven't had to hear that. Oh, we're talking politics already. What do people think of Burnham's policy so far? And what does Connor think? I don't get involved in politics. I don't get involved. So what's my view on Andy Burnham? I like the fact that he likes Sunderland. He said, didn't he, that he preferred Sunderland over Newcastle. So there we go. And what if an ad comes out if we're about to score? I don't know. I don't control when the ads go in. They are controlled by YouTube, unfortunately. And I must have hay fever or something, because the inside of my nose is driving me absolutely crazy. So yeah. Liverpool are down as the home team. They are. I've not seen a Sunderland fan yet. It is what it is. It's in Nashville. It's difficult to take over when you are so far away. Mike says, greetings from Detroit. Couldn't make it south for the game. I mean, that is a canny trip for you from Michigan all the way down. Knowing me, knowing you, what do you think of Odyssey? Am I thinking it is a bit woke? I don't really understand how people think it's woke. Maybe I don't even know what the definition of woke is. I looked at the Odyssey. I watched it last night. I went to the cinema to see it. I thought it was outstanding. I loved it. And I think the only way that you could say that it's woke is that all the characters were not actually Greek. Like, really? If we're going to do a film about the Greeks, should it not be Greek actors? I don't know. I mean, Matt Damon is clearly not Greek. But I thought he was brilliant in it. I loved it. I thought it was a great film. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Can we stop talking about politics though? I've seen people talking about politics. It's the one rule. We don't talk about politics. Allergic to a lack of transfers. Yes, we are. Looks like a good crowd. Absolutely is. I am allergic to the lack of football. I absolutely love football, mate. I love it. I spent my life just watching football. There's a nice tribute as well to Kevin Keegan on obviously massive for Newcastle and North East football, so fair play to them. Let me... James Copley's asking, has the game kicked off 4 minutes ago? No, it hasn't. We're like 10 minutes delayed. 10 minutes delayed. Yeah, this is woke. 10 minutes delayed. Good to see Ballard back in the team. Absolutely. It is lovely having Dan Ballard back in the 11 today. Yeah, Ramin Mundell in there as well. What an opportunity it is for him today. I'm curious to see how he does in this game, because Mundell is a player that I think's time is potentially limited at Sunderland. You know, I don't know what his future is necessarily going to be. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. Where's Taff? He's on holiday, mate. He is currently on a cruise. He left this afternoon. So that's really, really good for him. He's got unlimited drinks. He's very disappointed. He actually sent a picture of his first beer, because this was the first day of his drinks, and he's got like a certain drinks package, and he said that he's not going to have enough time to catch up and get all the drinks he could possibly get today. So I think Taff is just going to be on a massive hydration break. Yeah, huge hydration break for him. He's fighting the icebergs. He absolutely is. 100%. And he's taking time away to find out if Bar is dead. And yeah, he is. He's on the big hydration break. Oz Mackham says, woke schmoke. A good film is a good film. Oh, we're off here, by the way. We have kicked off. We're here. We're ahead a minute on the clock on the stream. How easy is it for me to change that? Let's have a look. Edit. No. I don't know how to edit it. Anyway, we're off. And let's see what happens. We've got, as always, out of possession, Enzo Lefebvre joining, making it a 4-4-2. And we are on 46 seconds. So we're only a few seconds ahead on the clock. Oh, we've got a Liverpool fan in here. Well, there we go. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. I'll be sporadically checking the comments, but obviously trying to watch the game at the same time. And I agree that the pink v the red looks a little bit weird. I would agree with you there. Ground isn't sold out by the looks of it, which I would have thought it would have been. You can actually see there's a section of Sunderland there, pink behind the goal. On the end, Sunderland are shooting at, which is nice. It's good to see Wilson back, isn't it? In a red and white shirt. A big Dan Ballard winning the ball. Driving forward with it. Lovely. Playing in Wilson. Is he offside? No, he's not. He's played it across. Oof. Well, out for a Sunderland throw. Decent. It's a decent start. In terms of the clock, I am trying to figure out how I can get it so that the clock is... is bang on. I'm about 6 seconds off from the clock. I apologise for that. Cross comes in, back post. It's headed out. Positive start. Cleared out from a Liverpool throw. So yeah, I'm currently on 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So I'm about 9 seconds off. I'm going to see how easy it is to change the clock. So that is right. There we are. These are the teething problems, though. This is my pre-season as well. There we are. Look at 9 standing over it. Happy days. Right, back office. Manual controls. Manual controls. Aha. Manual clock. There we are. And we can... Oh. I think I've screwed up the manual clock. Apologies. No, we'll go away from the manual clock. I don't know how to do it. I'll figure it out. Osmackham says you're going to do more watch-alongs during the season. Now, this is a difficult one. because the watch-alongs are difficult when games aren't on TV, because I don't want the world to think that I'm watching things illegally. But any games that we are away from home that I am not at are fundamentally, I'm going to do watch-alongs on. If they are 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturdays, then I suppose we can't do that. Knowing me, knowing you says, is your better half happy with this? Hang on, I might have missed some comments. I don't know. Yeah, she's happy with me watching the game. She's watching Netflix in the other room. Liverpool dragging the ball out for me here. And Sunderland are in this defensive structure, as we know they like to do. Okay, clock should be right now. There you are. That is the correct clock. Nice foul given there. There's Regis on the touchline. Happy days. Pictures might have be great for watch-alongs next season if we are playing in space. That's where all the satellite dishes are, mate. Niall getting in there. Could have joined us on the live stream if you wanted, mate. I forgot to ask. What do you think the score will be today, by the way? How are we feeling about this? I feel like we might win. I was pretty impressed with us at York, but it was only York. But I think looking at the Liverpool team, I think we should be alright. Although that being said, Liverpool are breaking it. I think it was James McConnell starting that move there. He used to play at Sunderland. And Egan Moore, I suspect it's going to have a pretty tasty season this year. 3-1 to us. We've got a Liverpool win. Got ourselves a nice little free kick there. 49, that would be nice. Aaron Kill says 1-2 to Sunderland. Sad Muki Lefay. I mean, you said that you weren't going to watch the game all the way through today, to be fair. Carl wants us to work on set pieces. Yeah, we do need to work on set pieces, absolutely. Our set pieces last season were second half of the season absolutely atrocious. At the start of the season, I always thought we were a little bit dangerous from set pieces. Second half of the season, we were really bad. And for first half, we looked okay from them. I also thought we looked dangerous on the long throws as well. Oh, Elborg. Oh, getting brought down there. Gets himself a cheap free kick. Referee seems to be pretty keen to give away the cheap free kicks here. Paul Wilson. Evening, Connor. Hope you're well. Hope you are well, my friend. Changing Crisis is, does anyone want to see Hume do to Barco what he did to Rodgers when we played Chelsea? Yeah, Rodgers against Villa was pretty wild. Oh, and that was a risky bit of play at the back from Sunderland, but we're pulling it out now with big Dan Ballard, who plays it. It's been deflected out. I love Dan Ballard, by the way. What a player he is. He's just like a proper beast at the back. Getting some nice shots of Liverpool warming up. Oh, is that Joe Gomez injured? What a shock. 2-0 to the lads. Stu, hopefully you are right, my mate. Hopefully you are right. James says, as long as we get a good run out, I don't really care. Perhaps 4-4 would be entertaining. It would be for a live stream. Absolutely would. And Jay says, no, I want to see Nori special breaking ribs and taking names. Sad Muki Lefay. Sad Muki Lefay. I'm not watching, but I joined the game. You can't join the watch along if you're not watching the game, can you, mate? That's not going to work, is it? Oh, SJ 30,000. McAteer says Brobby should be looking for a Champions League club. I know, mate. I saw that today. I mean, I think that sometimes they just get asked things and they have to give a line. Is what I'd probably say. Like, we see that a lot with former players and stuff. I think Don Hutchinson often puts his foot in it with Sunderland and says things. It is what it is. You just sort of have to accept it as it goes on. We've got 368 people watching this right now, by the way, which is an insane number. I don't know how many people would stick around for this watch-along. I've never really been... Like, I did a watch-along with Taff a bit last season, and they were quite good because Taff is obviously so chatty. I've never done one by myself, and this was going to be a test. This was like pre-season test for me. The fact so many people are sticking around, though, at this time of night is impressive. Joe Gomez is going off, though, which is a shame for him. I mean, I don't really care because, obviously, he's a Liverpool player, but he's just had so many injuries in his career. I presume it's a precaution, him coming off, but it's one of Liverpool's senior players, and God, Gomez just can't seem to stay fit. He cannot seem to stay fit. Osmac, I'm 368 and 2 dogs. And my dog's not here, to be fair. He's got himself off to bed. How has Gomez stayed at Liverpool for so long? I think he just keeps getting injured. He must have played like really well about 4 years ago and got like a long-term contract. Tom Hunton says, so far, your prediction with Taft that we would play more crosses seems right, hopefully. And Jay says, you are doing great, Connor. Don't worry yourself. Okay, I won't. I will not worry myself. SJ30000 says, 442 predicts that we'll finish 17th. I think it's just like the football world were made to look like absolute mugs last season because Sunderland did really well. And I feel like they're looking for justification this season and predicting that we get relegated miserably. And they're basically going with this second season syndrome. And me and Jimmy did a video on Beyond the Big Six. And Sunderland are building a nice little attack here. Alan Brown picking it up, playing it across to the wing to Remain Mundell, who recycles the ball. But yeah, I think that the second season syndrome stuff is it's an utter nonsense. It basically just does not happen that much. And you remember the instances where it does, and Alan Brown stuck it out of play from being pressed from Curtis Jones, which is a shame. Lexi says, hang on, I need to reload this. Lexi says, no mistakes, Connor. Just learn experience. You have loads more confidence. Appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. Hydration breaks already. Yeah, we had a nice early hydration break. I don't know how to say that. I don't know. I don't want to say that one in case it sounds bad. Good evening, Connor. I hope you and the missus are well. Southern win 3-2. Lefebvre goal. Isidore goal. I give a cheeky goal to toot you off too. That would be lovely in the second half. That would be absolutely lovely. Yes, they are all desperate for Sunderland to fail, and Liverpool are currently just whacking it around. Just a long ball played forward there. Headed out from big naughty Mukiele. What a player he is, by the way. We've got so many players that are just a delight to watch, haven't we? And Remain trying a bit of tricky footwork and working really hard to win the ball back. And he's going to give away a foul. I think he gave away a throw-in, actually, which isn't too bad. Oh, no. Is it a foul? I'm not listening with sound, so it's very possible that will miss things like whether or not it's a foul or a free kick. Yeah, it was given as a free kick. This referee's given slight contact for a free kick. An absolute slight contact for every single free kick. Well, I suppose it is pre-season. Changing Crisis says football fans are lazy. They only judge teams off past events rather than analysing a team properly. Yeah, we're probably all guilty of that. Stephen says, do you see Jack Clark having a better season this season? Somebody I would have back. And Liverpool are building an attack, so I'll answer that question in a minute. Elliot plays it across, and it's in. Liverpool are winning. That's a shame. Is it Curtis Jones? No, I don't actually know who scored that. Liverpool are winning. It looked like, from on the face of it, bad defending from Sunderland. But yeah, playing it around the back. Liverpool sort of marshal up, goes into this. Is it Igamoa? And then Elliot plays it off, and then he cuts inside. Look, it should be defended better from Ronaldo. Let's be honest. Don't think the goalkeeper's got much of a chance. Yeah, it's a shame, as I don't think that Liverpool have really done anything in this game, but that is the little bits of quality they have. Although I think it's a youngster that scored it. I can't actually tell off the stream who scored it. But yeah, Liverpool are winning. which is a shame. There we are. It's a poor one to concede. It absolutely is. It's a poor one from Sun's perspective, but we learn. Reggie out. Yeah. Get him out. Pre-season friendlies. Get him out. Yeah, somebody had asked about Jack Clark before the goal went in, and I don't know what to make of Jack Clark. I think if he was in the Sunderland team and playing the way that we did with him, he probably would be fine. But I think for me, I'm very frustrated that Ipswich have not utilised him correctly. But there is a new manager in there. Also, Sunderland building a decent attack here. Lovely. Oh, Chris Rigg did an unbelievable little dummy there, playing it into Isidore. That was a lovely bit of work there from Sunderland. Could have been a nice little goal. But yeah, I really like Jack Clark. I'm a big fan. SJ 30,000 says, it's only a friendly, but sack them all. 100%. Yeah, get rid. Move on. Sunderland are going to relegate. Who are we going to relegate, Aston? Let me know who you think we're going to relegate. I think we play... Do we play Man City final game this season? Maybe we'll relegate them after they get charges. But yeah, you'll have to let us know, Aston, though, who you mean. Who Sunderland are going to relegate this season. And yes, we don't have the entire midfield. Yeah, we can't be too disappointed. Odds at the moment have us 5-1 for a top half and 4-1 to get relegated, which seems like the bookies have no idea. I think Sunderland probably are a hard team. Oh, it's a lovely little win there from Trey Hume, who I think is fouled, and he is. We've got a free kick sort of on the edge of the area, probably just about in shooting range. Just about, I'd say. But yeah, Sunderland, good little press there. Trey Hume winning the free kick. So we'll take that. I wonder who'll take it. Lefay feels like the logical option. Maybe. Yeah, it's Rigg and Lefay over it. When was the last time Sunderland scored direct free kick? Was it Trey Hume at West Brom? Did we score one last season? I don't think we scored one last season. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how we do from this one. Who would you give it to here? Rigg or Lefay? Are you going to cross it or shoot? I mean, I think I would shoot here. 2-man in the wall. I think I'd shoot. But I feel like it's going to be Lefay crossing it in, is my guess. Yeah, the hand goes up. Oh, no, it's a fancy routine. And Rigg sees his shot blocked. Yeah, I think it was always going to be difficult to put that one in there. And I don't think that the move they did, I don't think they sold it well enough. Pritchard. No, we definitely... Trey Hume scored at West Brom. Lefay plays one... Oh, nearly gets it through to Wilson. Hume definitely scored one at West Brom. I 100% remember that one. Charles, you need to stop going to the toilet, mate. If we're going to concede goals, that could be your lesson for next season. I mean, Carl, I would say that Sunderland losing against Liverpool is very different to drawing away from home at Gateshead. The difficulties of Gateshead. Although, did we lose a game at Gateshead once in pre-season? Or draw? Did we draw maybe there once? We're also pressing this Liverpool team very, very high. We just won it back there through Hume. Hume's had a couple where he's won the ball back. And I think arguably that could have been a free kick on the Faye from what we've seen so far. Andy says, who do you think will be our top goal and assist contributor this season? I think the obvious answer is Enzo, isn't it? I think Enzo is the most likely to do that. I mean, I don't know who actually got it last season, but I would guess it probably was Enzo. I think he scored 3 or 4, got a few assists. Liverpool have also played it in the back of us, and Ballard is chasing the centre-back, but it's been well defended from Ronaldo, which is good because he was probably at fault for the first goal. But yeah, I think Enzo. And if I'm going to go for a surprise, pick for our top goal and assist contributor next season, or this season, I think my surprise shout would be Diarra. I think that would be my surprise shout, because I see Diarra get into really good attacking positions all the time. So I think Habib Diarra is a good shout for that potentially. We've taken it short anyway, and it's so... Oh, I don't enjoy seeing us play that round the back so short and so calmly. Ballard jinking inside. Nice. Isidore's coming short to collect the ball and has hold off the centre-back, which is good to see. It's an area of his game he could do with improving, and Ballard whips one upfield. It's just overhit, though. We can't get in, but yeah. Was that big naughty McYearley running in there off the centre forward? Mr. Mackham thinks it'd be Lafay. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think Lafay's going to be really good. Hume's the best right winger in the world. I don't know about that. Who is the best right winger in the world right now? I saw Vinicius might be going to Arsenal. Actually, I know he's a left winger, but wow. What a signing that would be for them. What an interesting player to have in the Premier League as well. We've just given the ball away. Liverpool are building again. Egamoa probably going to have a decent season. Ballard with a foul there. That was definitely a foul. I'm really surprised, because this is Liverpool, that this ground isn't sold out, by the way. Jay asks, so KL Bromley, who are we signing? I don't know, mate. I'm hoping we get a right winger in. That's the dream. And not Trump and Farage, as changing crisis is. Though we need to get off the politics. We're talking a lot about politics. I'm not a fan. Who do you see coming off at half time? I don't know if they'll do the full 11. Don't know. Will they do the full 11 with full switch around? Possibly yes, because we've got obviously a game on Thursday, haven't we? So they might want to make sure that everyone gets sort of 45. And then I think Thursday and Sunday next week we'll give an hour to two different sets of first team players and 30 minutes for the other set. That's my guess. Liverpool got a free kick anyway on the wing. On their left. So hopefully we can defend this one. We need to be good at defending set pieces this season. Nice to see Sunderland got an advert going around for Black Cats membership. Ball whipped in. And it goes straight out. Elbow with a fancy dive. Ticket prices were outrageous. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Yeah, the ticket prices were... I mean, that is one of the things that is so infuriating about big events, is how expensive ticket prices are. Like concert tickets as well. God, it is so expensive to do anything like that these days. Although I went to see Kevin Bridges in Durham on Wednesday. By the way, what a funny guy he is. But that was 35 quid. I was like, do you know what? For a top level comedian like him, 35 quid's not too bad. But he was hilarious. Big fan of Kevin Bridges. Gordon Greaves says, do you think we will get Sule? Oh, something doing well under pressure there. Do I think we'll sign Sule? Do you know what? We haven't heard much from the Sunderland side of things about it. I just think, but I think the fact that they haven't denied it in one way makes us think that maybe we will. But on the flip side to that, it's been a while and it's still not been done. My gut feeling right now is probably we don't. Andy says, if we sign Sule, does that mean we can't sign any and then more foreign players? And it depends. We can sign, like, you can get them on the B list, which is like if they're under the age of 20 or 21 or something like that. There's the full rules. Google them. I don't know them off the top of my head. So yes, they could, or they could sell other foreign-based players. But yeah. Mr. Mackham loves Kevin Bridges. Yes, he's a funny guy. Jay thinks Michael Bridges is funnier. In the Clod says he saw Michael Bridges for 3 quid at the clock stand pallet. Very good. And Ian Banks says Sule is this summer's John Lasumi. He absolutely is. And SJ 30,000, you are right. Who knows what players we get? It's all rumours. It absolutely is, but it's fun to speculate about who we could potentially get. Anyway, we're at the halfway point of the first half. And Sunderland are losing 1-0, but I don't think they've played particularly bad. One bad goal to give away. But generally, I think we've done all right in the play. We've got a nice little move building up here. Lafay playing around Riggs, giving it away a bit cheaply, and we've conceded a foul. But yeah, little moments there where I think we've looked okay. I don't actually know what the temperatures are in Nashville. Do we have a hydration break? No, I don't think we do have a hydration break, Jay. Don't think we're going to do them. Let's have a look at the temperature. Nashville weather. Might have said it on the stream, but I don't have the audio on. 28 degrees, pretty warm. Not horrifically warm, but pretty warm. Maraz says UEFA rules on homegrown players feel very restrictive. For club-grown players is a lot. No, I mean it is, but I think to be honest, in a lot of ways, it's I think it's good that they do it, because I think that you do have to have a sense that teams can't just buy all the players that they want, which is why they brought the rule in the first place. It was like 4 players club homegrown and 8 players homegrown overall, so 4 additional homegrown. But I think it's good to do that. So, yeah. Tans was hit by a ray drop and is out until March. Poor guy. There's definitely a push in the back there, by the way, on Treehoom. It's so weird because this referee's given a lot of soft fouls, but occasionally he's let things slide that I think, oh. But yeah, I think I'd love to see us start putting something together in this game, just because we've got potential that we'll just change at half time and bring on the youngsters. Ballard though doesn't look like he's missing a step. He looks pretty solid still, considering he's had that operation. Alan Brown doing well, taking it away in the midfield. He's got a chance to potentially get minutes in the Premier League if he plays his card right. I don't think he's a Premier League player, but if we can't get players through the door, there is a possibility that he could be in and around the squad. But I think we're doing a pretty good job of retaining possession. I still think we look pretty sharp. Nordy plays one in. Oh, and the touch isn't good enough, and that's a bad tackle. It's a bad tackle from Alan Brown there. Let's be honest, in a pre-season game. Not a great tackle. I think gets him right on the ankle. Oh, I tell you what, like if that's in the Premier League, I think you've got a chance there that could be a red card. That is not a pretty tackle in pre-season. Referee, yeah, I think if it's Premier League, that's not good. Not a good tackle at all. That could have like really done some damage there on a young player. Yeah, that's a red with VAR. I think that could well be a red card. And who did he crumple? I'm not sure who the Liverpool player was. It was a defender though. But yeah, straight red in the Premier League. I think it absolutely was. I think he's very lucky. And look, if we're being super critical of it, maybe that's the argument to say that Alan Brown probably isn't of Premier League quality, because he's a little bit late there, and because he was late he ended up going in with a rash tackle. Liverpool building an attack. Ballard heads it away. It's headed to, I think it's Egamoa on the wing. He's trying his dancy feet. Cutting in, cutting out, plays it across. Liverpool are still building an attack. I think this is Frimpong. Okay, we've managed to just about avert the danger for now. Curtis Jones, I think he's looked alright in this game, hasn't he? I'm surprised Costas Tsimikas hasn't had a move somewhere else in the Premier League yet. Rig wins it, very good, and Sunderland are on the break. Played in Enzo, and we've got a 2-on-2 pretty much here. Enzo running in, he shoots, scores. Absolute screamer from Enzo, by the way. Oh, what a lovely goal. What a lovely goal. Sunderland scored. Enzo Lefebvre with a perler of a goal. Brilliant move. Stunning move from Sunderland. Rig wins the ball. Maybe there's an argument for a foul in there, but I think he's just strong. Plays it into Lefebvre, and Lefebvre uses the run of Isidore as the decoy. Moves inside and just absolutely smashes it into the top corner. What a goal, guys. Absolutely. What a goal. What a screamer. We're all in there. What a goal. We've got Lefebvre. Get the board back. Enzo Ferrari. We've got Lefebvre. We absolutely do. Wow. Unsack everyone. Is that what the live streams are going to be like in the Premier League? If we go a goal down, it's sack them all. And if we go get back, it's keep them all. Beautiful goal. That Enzo looks like he's preparing himself for a big season, isn't he? He looks like he is preparing himself for a big season. And Mr. Mackham, I agree, mate. He needs to calm down until the transfer window shut. Especially because Liverpool are probably looking at him as a potential player to sign. Libri in. Andy says, first prediction, I wish my sausage fingers would stop pressing enter. I have the same issue, mate. Especially on the text. Not ideal. What's Enzo's current market price? It's the same thing with Xhaka, isn't it? Our value of him is going to be higher than what a team would pay. Look, I think Enzo Lefebvre, if he has the season that we think he can have playing in the number 10, he's got the potential to be one of the best in the Premier League in that position. So because of that, you're looking at potentially 100 million quid. I think that's the thing. If you sold him now, you wouldn't get that level of money. So I don't think there's any point in selling him. And SJ30,000 says, did we pay 20 million for Enzo? Yeah, or something like that. Excited for what Lefebvre's going to do in his proper position? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Danny says we didn't score a goal like that all season. Yeah, all last season we didn't. I think Talby was the only one with like proper screamer that we scored last season. I think Lefebvre scored a really good one at Everton, didn't he, in the cup? But as a general rule, we didn't score many goals from outside the box. Xhaka had one that deflected in. But yeah. What would we get for Siddiqui? I don't know. I don't want to sell these players, but if I was guessing, the value of Noah Siddiqui, if he's in the Premier League next season playing in Europe, is only going to go up provided he has a decent season, which I think he probably will. Also, we are playing very, very risky stuff at the back to get out, which is, to be fair, it is working. And we've got out there, and the referee's given a free kick too early, which is pretty irritating. But yeah, I don't know. If you sold Siddiqui now, would you get 60? Brobby, you're probably talking 60, 65, something like that. Taff called it in a video he did when Enzo first signed on loan. The 10 is his best position. It absolutely is. And Sunderland are breaking again. Chris Rake, who I think's looked alright in this game so far, cuts inside, plays it to Isidore. Oof. Fires it just wide. Sunderland are beginning to cook in this game. I think we're exerting a bit of dominance. I feel like such a youngster saying beginning to cook. Change of Crisis says, I thought City might have looked at Lefebvre to replace Bernardo Silva. Maybe. But I think they've got Verts, haven't they? Sorry. City. The City don't have Verts. Sunderland have won the ball in the box. Mundle saved. Oh, Lefebvre, Rig blocked. Sunderland have put the pressure on, winning the ball high up. Brown plays it out. Back to Mundle. Mundle cuts inside. Plays it Lefebvre. Oh, Lefebvre. And Mundle tries a ridiculous over the top overhead kick. Look, we look confident though, I think. I think we look pretty confident here. I've been pretty, considering we basically conceded a goal from Liverpool's only real attack of the game. And I think we've largely been the more dominant side. I mean, looking at the stats there, we've had 44% possession. We've had more shots though. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Taff is pretty good at tactical analysis, yeah, mate. That's his forte. I kind of call it as I see it on the field without really thinking much more than that. Whereas he's analysing it a little bit more. Stephen Hensel says, we're playing really relaxed. We are, mate. We are playing very, very relaxed right now. We just look like a good team. I mean, I know it's pre-season. You can't get too over the top. And I think our team's stronger than the Liverpool team in terms of having first-team players out there. Nordy snaps into a tackle maybe a bit too early, but he comes back in, brilliant defending on Egamore there, because like he's well out of position, Nordy, and he finds a way of getting back in. Really, really good defending. Rig, I'm really enjoying Rig playing in this deeper role as well. And I talked about the fact that I thought we needed to sign. Oh my days. Enzo plays in Wilson Isidore. He's done unbelievably then. Isidore cuts in. it could have been a shout for a penalty there. Enzo, though, he's purring in this game. He's absolutely purring in this matchup. It'd be interesting to see that. I don't think that was a penalty. But my God, Enzo's looking like a good player today. But I think, yeah, back to Rigg. I think Chris Rigg, potentially this season we could be seeing him play much deeper. And not just playing as a right winger or a 10. I know managers do that. Put players onto the right wing when they're younger, because it's less responsibilities. But yeah, Sunderland doing well here. Let's have a look at this. So Rigg. Oh, it was Rigg, by the way. I gave all that credit to Enzo. It was actually Rigg who did all that good work in the middle of the park. I apologise for that. So Enzo played the first ball to Rigg. Rigg then took it past the defender, played in Wilson Isidore. Bodes well, though. I mean, if you're Chris Rigg, by the way, and I'm comparing you to Enzo Lefebvre, you know, that's a compliment. Massive compliment. Mr. Mackham says, what a lovely comment. I must say Connor and Taff have reignited my passion for watching Sunderland and talking about Sunderland. I had a season ticket for 7 years in the Reed and then couldn't get there due to playing Northern League. I'm glad, Mr. Mackham, mate. It really, really is kind for you to say that. I appreciate that. A lot of people reach out for stuff like that. It is very much appreciated. It makes it all worthwhile. But yeah, Sunderland, 35 minutes here. I'm feeling pretty good about all this. I'm feeling like we look pretty good. We look very sharp. And I think when you stick in there, you know, some of the little holes we've got in the squad, i.e. the right wing position. Because, you know, we've got Trey out there today. We've done nothing really on the right-hand side. Trey's won a couple of balls up the field, but our play is largely coming through the middle and from the left. And Isidore's just been dragged down and hasn't got a foul. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Rigg will get plenty of game time this season, absolutely. Wayne says, I presume that's Rigg. I think Rigg is going to make the next step this season and show what he can do. He's filled up massively, looks hungry and ready to take on the next steps. Absolutely. We talked about this a lot, haven't we, on the channel? Oh, Alan Brown, he keeps looking like he's going to get caught. But we've talked about this a few times, haven't we, on the channel about Rigg and how big the pre-season was for him. He's seen what the standard of the Premier League is, because he did play quite a bit of Premier League football. Not as much as he maybe would have wanted, but he did. So he knows what the standard is now, and I presume over the summer he would have worked really hard to improve that physicality. And obviously at his age, he's still going to grow and get bigger naturally as well. So in theory, by the time he gets to, 2021, and he's got probably 150 games or something stupid to his name, probably like 40 or 50 Premier League games at least, he's going to be a hell of a player. Liverpool, a little bit camped in our half. Sunderland, though, as soon as Liverpool start sort of exerting any sort of pressure, we do drop into a pretty compact, almost back five. Yeah, it's pretty much a back five. Trey Hume just tucks in as the right back, and then we play a sort of a 5-3-2. Coach PGG purring question mark. Is purring not a football term? I don't know if it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I just thought purring meant, you know, doing well. Like a car purrs, doesn't it? People say, oh, Alan Brown there, getting fouled on the edge. Whew, that was risky. Rigg clearly learning from Jack. It looks tidy as a deep line centre mid. He does. Rid says, it was good seeing Taft do his alt ending for York. Missing his analysis. Yes, he absolutely is, mate. I miss that stuff as well. We can't do it in the Premier League, unfortunately. It also takes him forever to do. So I think he says it takes him like an hour to do 1 minute of footage. So it's a big process for him, considering a video is normally 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, I think Sunderland look good. Big Dan Ballard on the ball now. Plays it into Enzo. I almost don't want the first half to end because I'm enjoying watching the team play. And I think second half, if we do make a load of changes and Liverpool do, it'll end up turning into probably a bit of a drab game. Ronaldo, 209. It's funny. I'm feeling all right about 09. Last season I always panicked when 09 played, but he did so well at the end of the campaign. I'm sort of just accepting that he is good. You know, just accepting that he probably is a Premier League player. I mean, even though he does maybe hold on to players a little bit too much, he definitely should have conceded a penalty at Leeds. And he got that stupid red card at Man City as well. Appreciate the kind words, Jay. Always. In the Clod says it's very reassuring that Brown will get replaced by Xhaka. Poor Alan Brown though, innit? Like, he's got like one of the best players, literally one of the best players in the world ahead of him. How are we all feeling about Granit Xhaka, by the way? Are we all happy now with Xhaka? Are we forgiving him for the 6-day flirt with Chelsea? Oh, that's a lovely bit of play from Liverpool. Played across, and it's well defended. 09, I think it is. That's basically chucked his head at it in a pre-season game. Fair play. Oh, he'll do anything. Look, 09 there, just sticking his head on the line for a pointless pre-season game. What a guy he is. So Liverpool building the attack. Egamoa plays it to McConnell, I think it is, who kicks it over the head of Lafay really well. It gets played across goal. And then, I don't know who the Liverpool player is, but basically he goes in with a high foot. It's right. Goes in with the high foot, and 09 is there. Fair play. Andy says, do you think you will ever do weekly Premier League prediction videos next season, Connor? We need a good SCFC streamer. I do want to volunteer you as a tribute. Well, we've got Beyond the Big Six. And on Beyond the Big Six, it's me and Jimmy. Jimmy's a Middlesbrough fan. But we're going to do lots of like general Premier League content on there. And stuff like predictions, it'll be coming on there. So yeah, we'll probably be doing like 3 proper podcasts a week on there. CJ2, Fans Museum has an event for the draw, 20th of August at 12. Yes, I'll be there. Taff is going to be there as well if you want to come down. So yeah, check that out. It's going to be really, really good. It's for the We Are Weird side displays as well. Charles Hunter says, seems like the Xhaka story ruined Fabrizio Romano's reputation. Yes, mate. I think it absolutely did. Rids, nope, glad he's staying, but he wanted to leave. I'm over it now. I'm fine with it. Look, I get it. I get what had happened, but we don't know exactly what was going on behind the scenes. We don't know what the conversations were. I think Xhaka will probably come out and probably clear it up with a lovely statement or interview or something. He will address it at some stage. But I think it's in my interests as a Sunderland fan. I think it's in our interest as Sunderland fans generally to basically just go like, do you know what? Let's just even forget it ever happened. Richard says, Taff's all-ending analysis of the York game is the content I miss now we are in the Premier. Connor and Taff are my go-to for my daily fix. Always top content and great crack. Appreciate that, Richard. Thank you, my friend. Jay says, if Taff was my teacher, I would have paid more attention to history lessons. Yes, mate. He actually has. If you go, Taff has a channel called Tailhouse TV, where he's got like 10 history videos. Check it out. Type it in, and you'll see him do some. I think it might not be 10, it's maybe 6, but he has a channel dedicated to history anyway, which he hasn't posted on for about 10 years. But it's worth checking out. It's worth looking at. Sunderland are building down the right. Trey Hume does a nice little flick to Chris Rigg, who plays in a wonderful ball to Enzo Lafay. Oh, it should have been a goal. Enzo Lafay is in there. His touch just needs to be better. With Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg's looking like a player today, by the way, guys. He is looking very, very good right now. It looks like he's taken a step over the summer, which is only exciting for us. I mean, that is basically like having a new signing because he was a fringe player last season. Charles says the only bit that peed me off was the report that Xhaka was willing to accept any deal. Thing is, mate, it's one of them whereby you kind of just have to take some of the things you hear. Look, was Granit Xhaka putting that stuff out? Probably not. It would have been his representation. That's the way you got to look at it. So I'm over it. I'm over it. I was hurting at the time. We all saw the grief curve, and look, Rig there with another win in the midfield. Elbow whacks it up. We've got a couple of minutes left of the first half. Liverpool haven't had really all that much. I think Sunderland have definitely been the better team so far. David Courtney Macklem says, do you know why Elise didn't make the US squad? I think it's probably because he's expected to leave. And I think all the players that made the squad, with the exception of Patterson, I suspect all the players that made the squad with the exception of Patterson are going to probably be sticking around for at least a little while, and they saw like maybe a potential future. And Alan Brown has just done himself a lovely little run there, and he's running in, plays it off, and the ball is not good enough to Mukiele, unfortunately. He did so well as well, Alan Brown there, just that final product not at the level. Gaz loving Taft's content as well. And Liverpool are breaking, but it's been well defended from Sunderland. And we are heading towards the last 20 seconds of the first half. I don't think there'll be any added time, would be my guess. Because basically just not much. I mean, they've had a couple of goals. Maybe they'll add a minute. Oh no, that's the half. We are at half time. It is Liverpool 1, Sunderland 1. And I think Sunderland have been pretty good in the first half. I've been pretty happy with the showing so far. You guys happy with the showing? Let us know in the comments below. Mr. Mackham says ALS Fans Museum was that. No, not at the ALS. The Fans Museum is the old train station. It's there. But yeah, not the same place. I don't know. We are not a Liverpool channel. So I don't know if Liverpool are bringing in Diamande. I'm not sure, mate. I am not sure. But yeah, I think it's been pretty good. Hang on, let's read this. Is this Cog It Oagotson? It's always interesting reading these YouTube usernames because I get lost. Solid half that. I feel like they played fewer of the starters than we did. Like, yeah, they've got lots of players who've been at the World Cup. Rid says, how well is Rig playing? He's just getting better every season. He absolutely is. Liverpool to put all the big guns on at half time. I don't actually know what they've got in terms of their squad. I don't know what's on the bench. Be interested to see what changes at half time. It's going to be far more difficult for me in the second half as well. With who comes on for Sunderland and who doesn't. Ken says, good half from us. Riggy looks like he's evolving. He will. SJ30000 says, will Tutorov get a game? I think he probably will come on. What is Taft's history video channel? Let me find it, mate. I'm sure he has one though. I'm sure it's Tailhouse TV. I might be wrong. Let me. Yeah. So there's 4 episodes of Tailhouse TV to check out. So I will whack them in here. And for your enjoyment, at the end of today, you can check out some Tailhouse TV. I don't even know if he wants us sharing them, but they're on the internet, so check it out. SAFC Jules says, what I've learned from the first half, Riggy is going to be class this season. Enzo doing Enzo things, and more shots from outside the box. More of that this season, please. I agree. We're seeing an evolving team. And Weshu says, all the halftime handshakes suggest multiple changes incoming, probably. I think that the right is we're going to have 11 subs probably for both teams. That would be my guess. Gerard says we grew into the game and look good in spells. You can tell Brown isn't at the same level. It's unfortunate, isn't it? But the thing is, the thing with Alan Brown is that he's learning. Well, not learning. That's probably the wrong word. But he's trying. There we are. I got a little bit distracted there, but he's trying. See, this is the issue with doing a stream at midnight. SJ30000, you love adverts. I know you complain about the adverts a lot, SJ, and I feel you. I feel your pain on them. You can pay for YouTube Premium, be the only thing I'd say, if you don't want to have them. But yeah, it is what it is. We got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the lights on at Connor Tower in the building to do all this stuff. We definitely need a third kit. We will be getting a third kit, mate. Don't you worry about that. Maybe we'll even get a European fourth kit. Remember them back in the day? Jonathan Cresswell says Rig and Lefay have been excellent. Brown is just too slow for the level. I unfortunately probably agree with you there. Rig and Lefay so good. Everyone's excited. Rig is evolving into Big Rig. Maybe he is. Alan Brown, a very good first half with Rig and Lefay. Mundell not looking the best today. First game back though, and he's had some injuries, hasn't he? Canny first half. Aaron Kills says, grew into the game. Hopefully it doesn't change the full 11 straight away. There you are. No ads with YouTube Premium. So there you are. David Cockney-Mackham says, delighted for Riggy, looking stronger and fit the season, looking comfortable in centre mid. Think he'll get Europa games. I think he'll get more Europa games. He'll be in and around the squad. He's versatile. We like having those players who are versatile. Wayne Embleton says, from what I've seen from York last week and this first half, I think we'll definitely go the whole season unbeaten and win the league and the Europa. What about the FA Cup, mate? And the Carabao? I mean, the Carabao Cup's a bit of a Mickey Mouse competition. I get that. Rig is definitely looking physically stronger. Aussie Mullet says, anyone else got those crap commentators who know nothing about Sunderland? Not a surprise. Often the case. Stu, you are welcome, my friend. Jonathan says we need wingers. We absolutely do. Daniel Ken says, last upload 6 years ago, Taft needs to get on the history game. Yeah, he was doing daily ones though in COVID. We need wingers or wingers. Singer says, panning around the stadium, let's see Gasolfi with some new signs. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Jack says, new Sunderland fan from US here. First time checking out the Watchalong as well. Jack, welcome. Welcome to the Madhouse. Welcome to supporting Sunderland. And glad you are joining us for the live stream, Jack. I am glad you are here. Pretty good game so far, says Ethan. Enzo, though, yes, mate, he's been class. Charles Hunter says, only one tower downsized, I know. And yes, mate, I live in a tower. Oh yeah, I need to stop the clock. Sorry. Okay. No, the clock's now going for the second half. Maybe I'll just do that. There you go. It's down at half time. We've done it. We've stopped the clock. We have stopped the clock, Collingwood. Wesley says, whilst the midfield went missing for the LFC goal, they've been pretty good for the remainder of the half. Nice to see midfielders shooting from distance. I would agree. We've got Lefay, we do. Brown played well. See, interesting. People got different views on Brown. I felt like Brown sometimes was nearly getting caught on the ball, and he probably should have been sent off for a tackle that he did. Would be my only criticism of Alan Brown. Billy Morgan says, enjoyed that Rig and Lefay. Excellent. Away the lads. Ralph says, all our chances gone through Rig and Lefay. Level above the other midfielders on both sides so far. I would agree with you there. Enzo, Lefay. Yes, reset the clock. I've done that. Sorry, we've done that. Jason says, evening mate, just logged, been watching the box and watch the second half with you if I don't fall asleep. Yeah, hopefully I don't fall asleep either, mate. Connor, what's your first half player ratings? Well, okay. Well, Elbow, I don't think he's had much to do, really. I thought Ballard and 09 have both looked solid. 09 did a really important block where he put his head where it hurts. Renildo, you can maybe look at for the first goal. I need to see it back a few more times to decide, but I felt like Renildo was maybe weak defending the first goal. Mukiele, pretty solid. I don't think there's been much wrong. So yeah, I think most of the defense is probably at like a 6. I think the midfield's been really good. I think Rig and Lefay have been excellent, dominating in that midfield. So I think they're probably both 8s. Brown, he could have been sent off, so it's hard to rate him too high. But he's been alright. He's been industrious, a 6. Then the front line, Isidor's been busy. Hume has really struggled in the game, but that's always likely because he's playing in that position. Mundell, we haven't probably seen enough of. So they're probably like 5s, something like that for the front 3. How many changes? Let's hope Lefay stays on for 20 minutes. That would be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to make probably 11 changes at half time. Commentary, I heard it said Xhaka had left the club, but hopefully they're not right. Hopefully they're wrong. Welcome on board, Jack. Yes, welcome to you, Jack. Welcome in, Jack. You picked the right team. He absolutely has. Cygnus says, Connor, you've been a part of my daily routine. Love the transfer talk dailies. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, my friend. Aussie Muller. Yes, our commentary said Xhaka had left Sunderland at 3 and has barely talked about Sunderland. Crazy. Yeah, it doesn't take much to Google it, isn't it? Enzo's goal was naughty. Be happy to see a few more of them. He's got that in his locker. Collinwood. Thanks, Connor. You're welcome, my friend. Enzo and Riggy have been the best so far. If Lefebvre was a food, what would he be? That's a good question. Well, I mean, he's French, so would he be a French food? I tell you what, I love a croissant. I'm going to say it's a hazelnut croissant. There we are. Fight me on it. Elborg gets very dodgy when press like makes me nervous. It's like he's luring in the press though, isn't he? That's what it feels like. Enzo's going to be massive this season. 15 all comps. I'd take that. Mutzik. I'd take that. Jason Black says, Liverpool commentators are saying we're the most experienced team, so Liverpool doing well to complete. Surely they are the favourites, so should be expected to beat us, you would think. Yes. Don't take this the wrong way, Connor, but your daily live streams, my youngest has a nap during them. That's fine. We appreciate that. As long as he's watching, I don't mind. Mr. Mackham says, Brown is an easy target because people know he's played at Championship. He's quite handy and tidy. He would have been set up for the Prem, so he's been lucky. Otherwise, he's done alright. I mean, that's probably my main worry. Gwen says, 09 makes me nervous still. Taffs like that. Rid says, here's one for you, Connor. FA Cup or with the Europa League, it's Europe for me. Yeah, you take the Europa League because then you get the Champions League as well. So 100%. 100% we go with the Europa League. Good morning. Yes, we are past midnight. Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing, my friend? People came. Oh, this is what Lefebvre is. We've got baguette. If Lefebvre was a food, he'd be a mix of honeydew and the milk of paradise. Lefebvre would be a filet mignon. Enzo is saucy though. Fillet steak. A profiterole tower. Onions. I think it's better than onions. Ralph says, shame not have a proper right wing for this. Really limited in the final third with Hume and Mundell. You're probably right there. Chocolate. Yeah, we'll take that. Mukiele mixed up for Hume. Balamini isn't that warm. Honest. As if they've been doing that on commentary. Hot chocolate. Gwen Hartley says, 09 will be back as a sub. Brown would be a pot noodle. Cheap and basic. Oh, that's harsh. Pan au chocolat. There we are. In the cloth. They're not nice to comment about Alan Brown, so I'll not read that one out. But yeah. Half time. We'll take it. We'll take that first half performance. I've enjoyed it. And how long have we got until the second half kicks off? Probably got what? 5 minutes? Jason. Any idea where to go for a new comment? We've already done the advert plugs, but there we are. We'll plug them again. Serenity Cars. Jason is the guy. He's the one who's done the wonderful thing of sponsoring this channel. And yeah, if you want a car, Serenity Cars is the place. If you want to sell a car as well, they're looking to buy cars. They're always looking for stock. They're like hotcakes. They can't keep hold of them. So yeah, if you want to check them out, the links and everything else are in the description below. So yeah, thank you again, Jason, for sponsoring the video. We appreciate that. Stephen Hensel. Connor, don't take this the wrong way, but I watch your streams on a night. That's fine. I don't take that the wrong way. You can watch the streams whenever you want. Harvey Football says Riggers definitely continue his end of season form at pre-season. If he can continue to build, he will be the superstar we imagined he could be. Absolutely. Let's keep going. Ballard would be a Vindaloo. Lefebvre would have been made by a Michelin 3-star chef. Enzo would be champagne. SCFC Jules says, start work at 6 AM. I should really go to bed, but just can't bring myself to miss it. No, mate, just stick up. Stick up. Serenity Cars. Absolutely. Go to Serenity Cars. Absolutely. Check them out. Lefebvre is a 2-inch ribeye cooked to perfection with the chips our grandma's made in the deep fat pan. Excellent. Enzo Le Parfait, a French layer dessert, also means perfect, I think. What time are you guys doing the draw on the 28th? It's the live event. I think the draw's on at 2 o'clock, maybe, something like that. But we're down there, I think, from 12. So you want to go to the Fans Museum, head on down. And Singer says, what if I need wedding or business photos doing? Yeah, if you do, check out Stephen Beecroft Photography, the other sponsor on the channel. Check them out in the link in the description. Yeah, Gerard says, can I plug my book? Absolutely, mate. What is your book? Let me know. We'll plug your book. We'll plug my book. I've plugged them all. We all know I've done a book. But yeah, if you want to check that out, the link for that is in the description. This is the beauty of being a YouTuber and content creator on Sunderland. We've got so many fun things. like books and sponsors to talk about. Do you think the banalities of Reggie's press conference had a deep psychological presence at the statement, like everyone on conserving energy to the end? It is. Yeah, but we've always been, under Regis, a team that has had fitness, is what I'd say. I mean, they got the playoff final, you know, in the way that we did that. So, yeah, I think that it's something that's ingrained in the club. One of the things that is talked about in the book is the mentality and where it came from. So there we are. Check that out. I don't think it necessarily begins with Regis Labrise. I think it goes earlier than that. Enzo would be popping candy. Looking forward to your halftime show, Connor. What's your song of choice? Well, the other day, I started the live stream early and I was singing the Take That song. I can't even remember what the Take That song was. Yeah, we'll say Take That. But I do know all the words to I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die by Eiffel 65. Jason says, I think your dog needs to make an appearance. Maybe one day. He's in bed, though, so he's not going to be jumping on tonight. He's asleep. He's been asleep for about 5 hours. And he'll be asleep until the morning. We've got LaFay. He's a souffle. Jason Abbott says I had a curry pot noodle toasted sarnie at uni, not my finest hour. I tell you one thing that I did at uni, which was not my finest hour, was when I lived in America, had just plain pasta. That's all I could afford. I had plain pasta in the house. That was all. And I had barbecue sauce, and I had plain pasta with barbecue sauce. So the barbecue sauce was like the pasta sauce, and it was absolutely horrific. But that was all. Yeah. SJ 30,000. Give Connor 50 quid. He'll give you a business to shower. Yeah, absolutely. Chuck it out there. Jason, don't tell everyone what the cheap price is. We need to go with the high price. Cuddle and a Pepsi. I do enjoy a Pepsi, though. No, I mean, SJ 30,000. We can just do the just a cuddle. We're not going to read the second comment. Cygnus has a car to sell. So there you are. They've got some business done in the chat. How long is Enzo's contract? Let's have a look, mate. Enzo Lefebvre. Did he sign a 5-year deal when he came in? Hopefully he signed a lifetime deal. 4 years is what he signed when he came in. So there you are. He's got 3 years left. So we've still got a long time of Enzo Lefebvre. It's possible he has an optional extension in there as well. But yeah, 4 years. Read out that reg. Oh, okay, is it? Oh, terrible Cygnus. There I am. I'm nearly falling for it. Get yourself a suspension from the channel, Cygnus. Terrible. Terrible. Met Enzo. His kids love ice cream. Delivered it to him. He was so nice. Excellent, mate. Excellent. Good to see. Seems like a nice guy. And Szoboszlai and Chiesa are apparently coming on for Liverpool. Yes, Cygnus, you did almost get me. That was me getting really excited. We were doing business. What an idiot. I'm too gullible. Too gullible. Anyway, second half. It looks like Sunderland have made a whole host of changes. It looks like we have changed the full team. Though Elborg looks like he's staying in net. Which is interesting. Would have thought we'd have made a change in net. 10 subs for Sunderland. Now, this is going to be difficult for me because I do not have a squad list in front of me. And I don't think that my stream updates the changes. So, yeah, we've got the kids on for the second half. Right, second half. I think it's going to be difficult for Sunderland because we made all the changes. And I'll put the clock on manual. So when it kicks off, we are ready to go. Szoboszlai's on. He's a good player, is Szoboszlai, isn't he? Right. We are off for the second half. I'll make sure the time is right. Okay. There we are. We're about right. But yes, it's just a friendly. Let's see what happens in the second half. I'll try and see if I can get all the changes that have been made at half time so we can go through them. It's a whole host though. But it's basically the under 21s that are playing. I'm guessing it's pretty much the team that played the second half at York. But yeah, Tutorov and Ogunsi I think are up front in there. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult for me. Abdullah Bar, I'm sure. Oh, it's Garrett Goosen. Garrett Goosen's up front, isn't he? Tutorov's number 57 from memory. Well, is Abdullah Bar actually playing? There's no way Abdullah Bar's playing. I don't have commentary on. I feel like he's a trolling us. Taff will be very happy if Abdullah Bar's playing. Well, apparently he's not playing. The team in the second half is Elborg, Jones, Seal Tielda, Lightfoot, Jones, Whittaker, Proctor, Geragusen, Chuchirov, and Ogunsui. So there we are. And Sunderland have very kindly tweeted out the team so with the squad numbers. So that is going to be a big help for me to have that. So let's zoom in on that. Got that ready to go. And we'll whack that over here. There's no there's no Abdullah Bar. I promise there is no Abdullah Bar. Right. Second half then for Sunderland. It's going to be much more difficult. Liverpool are going to be arguably better. But Sunderland are building an attack here. That's been cleared out. Play bad touch. ESPN put it on the screen. Well, he's not. He's not playing. I mean, I did see. Did everyone see the video on Instagram of Abdullah Bar? There was a video on Instagram of Abdullah Bar. Can I type the team in here? Probably not, no. Hang on. 31, Elborg. 48, Jones. Oh, something are building an attack here. And it is... Oh! Who was that running through? Proctor, I think, who scored against York. He goes on a nice mazy run. It gets deflected at the end. We've got 23 Sealed, 33 Hjelder, 59 Lightfoot, 52 Jones, 40 Whittaker, and Sunderland are building again. Proctor plays it off. Oh! And Sunderland have scored! It's a lovely little move, and I was distracted typing in the players from the team, but yeah, Sunderland have scored, and it is Timo Tutorov again who has scored for Sunderland. And it's a lovely goal that they've scored there. So it's from the Liverpool are playing it from the back. Sunderland press it. There's a slip, I think, from Frimpong. Tutorov plays it into Proctor. Proctor then plays it off, and it goes straight into Tutorov again, who's then in one-on-one and finishes it. I don't actually know who plays it into him. I'm guessing it's Jaden Jones who plays it in. So yeah, Jaden Jones plays in like a little side pass, and Tutorov finished it in nicely. We're winning 2-1. The kids are doing it. The kids are doing it. I'm just finishing off the team. 46, Geragusian. 57, Tierov. Apologies if there's any spelling mistakes here, but I'm doing this while also watching the game. Ogunsui. There you are. That is the team. I don't know if I can pin a comment. Pin. There you are. The message is pinned. But yeah. Oh, Sunderland with a bit of a nasty tackle in there. Yeah, and it's been given on the advantage. Sunderland winning though, 2-1. We are 2-1 up. I will update the score because we've scored. So there we are. Sunderland are winning 2-1. Happy days. And Tutorov, yeah, I mean, James was telling me that the club weren't sure whether or not he's going to stick around next season. How many screens do you use? Currently, I'm using 3 screens. My setup is I have one screen on this side, which has all the stream information. I have a screen ahead that has like the team and everything, and the operating system that I use to do a live stream is also on that screen. And then I have another screen which has the game on. So I have 3 screens operating. I've also got a webcam operating. My laptop is dangerously hot. But yeah, it's multiple screens. And I'm actually gonna at some point buy a new computer, an actual one. Currently I use an old laptop. Well, not an old laptop, but a laptop I've had a while, which is a proper video editing laptop, but I need to get a proper computer. But yeah. Yeah, Andy really rated Tutorov last season when he played for us. Absolutely. Get a screen sponsor. Sponsor everything. Why not? Get every word sponsored that we talk about on here. James says, I reckon Sealed has a role to play next season. Be great depth for us, potentially. I mean, there is a spot there if people want it. And Leroy says, wonder if some of these young lads will be playing the Europa League. Well, apparently that's the plan. Gerrit Goosen is playing. He is the number 46. Jack says, do you do a watch on for all Sunderland games? No, I don't do all Sunderland games. I'm always at the home games. So I have a season ticket, so I always go to them. The away games, any that are on UK TV, I'll do. The issue is with the non-UK TV games is that you walk into an issue whereby it becomes obvious that you are watching the game when maybe you shouldn't be, unfortunately. So yeah, so any games that are on the TV in the UK, there'll be watch-alongs for. As a general rule, the other ones there won't be, just because of the stupid way that the Premier League regulations work. Anyway, Liverpool are building a bit of an attack here. I don't have their squad on. I know Szoboszlai is playing. I don't know if my teams have updated yet on the screen. They might have. I don't know. Szoboszlai, though, plays it out. I mean, he's a quality player. It's a crossing from Liverpool. Oof. And they had a guy running the back post, but it's well defended. It Copley only wants the Chronicle. He does, mate. He's desperate. He's been tapped up by the Echo. He only wants the Chronicle. Adverting boards. Yeah, we've advertised quite a bit. We advertise our memberships as well in the first half. He'll accept any contract. He's not even here to defend himself today. SFC Jules says Oxford Natural are available for sponsorships. Yeah, they sponsor everything, don't they? Yeah, I'm not offended. Mads, I literally thought Oxford Natural were going to be Connor's sponsor when he did that first reveal. No, I've had no contact from Oxford Natural. The only contact that I have had for sponsors, other than the ones I've got, are betting companies. And basically, the number to sell my soul to a betting company exists, but has not been hit yet. So there we go. But Oxford Natural, if they want to sponsor me, feel free. Anyway, second half, Sunderland largely not in possession. Liverpool have pretty much dominated the ball. We did obviously score, which is nice. And it'd be interesting to see if any of these players can, Tutorov's clearly grasping the opportunity. Proctor, Jones, they've all looked good. Whittaker. I'm surprised Dinsdale hasn't got any minutes. Didn't come on. I thought he was really good at York at the weekend. 8 million to sell your soul for a betting company. Absolutely, I would do it for 8 million quid. 100%. I'd do it for far less, but don't tell them. Not that I even have a big issue with betting, but I just sort of think, I just don't like the idea of just feeling like every conversation is related to betting. Liverpool crossed it in, but it's Been nearly dealt with by Sunderland, but not quite. Frimpong, who's still on, plays it across. I don't know any of the Liverpool players who are playing. Apologies. Apart from the ones that I know who play in the Premier League all the time, but I don't know all the individual numbers. But yeah, Liverpool are knocking it around all right. I think you can tell. First half, I thought we were quite clearly the dominant side in terms of sort of territory and dominance of the ball. I know Liverpool might have been better in possession, but it felt like when we had the ball, we looked much more dangerous. Whereas second half, it feels the opposite. Liverpool have done a good little break there. They're in. It's played, but it's well defended from Sunderland. Yelder. Szoboszlai. Oh, my days. What a lovely goal that is. I'm pretty sure it was Szoboszlai. Yeah, it was. Szoboszlai just volleyed it in from about 20 yards. It's quite actually a few Sunderland fans in the crowd there on that shot. But it's a lovely goal for Liverpool. It has to be said. Top level player. And Liverpool are level. It is 2-2. And yeah, it was reasonably well defended from Sunderland. Then it's shot and it just goes straight in. The elbow can't see it. It comes through a few bodies. And I think Liverpool were beginning to sort of turn the screw a little bit. And it is a good goal. There's not really much you can do about it, to be fair. The only thing you could say is could Sunderland have cleared it a little bit better. But it's a lovely strike. And as you can see from the behind the goal, elbow just kind of see it, which is basically what he's saying. Yeah. Tommy Proctor, better than your dad. Certainly better than my dad. Probably better than his own. Even Keith Downey is sponsored by Oxford Natural. They all are. I've seen it everywhere on all the YouTube channels that I watch. Oxford Natural. I don't even know what it is. Is it supplements? I always just skip it. I think it's supplements though. Coach PJG says, any semi-recent random academy players who people thought would break through and end up flopping? Remember Mikael Mandron? Yes, I do. Didn't he score for Gillingham against us? No, yeah, I think that was Mikael Mandron. Scored for Gillingham in the last game before COVID. There were big things expected of Nathan Luscombe, if you remember him, like in 07, 08. Other ones, Ryan Noble, he was a big one as well. But yeah, we've had a few over the years that didn't quite do it. Yeah, it was a rocket. Wow, Jack, you are right. He's no Tutorov, he absolutely isn't. And there we are, SJ 30,000 coming in with the sack the board, get everyone out, Reggie out, all that. Yeah, that's going to be a running theme this season. Mr. Mackham says he hit that so hard to keep. I had no chance. No, he didn't. Sam Greenwood, yeah, potentially a big player. Ethan Robson as well. He was a good player for us. I enjoyed watching him in the Championship. Liverpool are building as well. Ball comes in the box. It's headed out from Sunderland, from Sealt. And so we can counter-attack away. Potentially. Oh, and the ball's been lost on the edge. And Liverpool keep building. On the edge zone, Sunderland have a chance to counter-attack, which has been the theme of the second half. And they've won themselves a free kick halfway inside their own half. And apologies for the squeaky chair. Oh, that's a shame about Ryan Noble. I forgot, I don't even know what happened to his career. Luke Molyneux, I think he went to Hartlepool, didn't he, in the end? Sean Thornton. Embleton, yeah, he had injuries. Elliot Embleton could have been a Premier League player. And we've given the ball away quite sloppily here. Liverpool, number 68 with it. Runs in. Dancy feet, passes across. Should have been 3-2 Liverpool there. Who was the young foreign centre-back we had that was going to be great but never did anything? Gienieves Mvoto? I don't know what era you're talking about, but he's the one that I remember, Mvoto. Get a chair sponsor. Well, you can sponsor it if you want, Cygnus. Since you did that naughty car registration plate. Molyneux's had a decent career. He's went to Doncaster. I think so. Back four overwhelmed. It's difficult because Liverpool have brought on some pretty decent players. But I would agree. Ogunsu, though. Oh, he's lost the ball. It's not sticking for us in the final third. What would the chair sponsor be? Well, probably an actual chair company. SCS or something. Is it SCS? DFS. Liverpool are still building. It just rolls at Elborg. I think, if I'm being brutally honest, where I'm at right now is I think that Liverpool are probably going to win this game. Because I just think that they look like they've got a bit more about them. I think we can't seem to hold the ball. Defence looks like it's struggling. And every time the ball goes into our front third, the Liverpool press is dominating us. And I'll tell you another thing, my voice is struggling. Being on here for... How long have we been on air for? What? Have we been on air for 2 hours? Oh yeah, we have. We went out at 10:30. 2 hours. Half an hour to go. Jason, they'll be a good sponsor. Liverpool are building. I think it's Frimpong, is it? Won himself a corner. I think it's Frimpong. I might be wrong. But yeah, Liverpool are looking good all right here. Jason says none of these look at the first team football. I don't know if that looks fair. I mean, I think it's really hard when you bring in 10 changes to your outfield squad because you can't see them with the other top level players. You know, like you could potentially put in a Tutorov as he did at York and he didn't look out of place. And obviously scored today, but you put him in with the 11, the normal 11, and he would probably do all right. And that's the difficulty when you make so many changes, because you're lowering the overall quality of the team, and it's very difficult to see who could actually make the jump up. So there'll be some of them that'll be good enough. I mean, I think we've seen plenty from Tutorov so far to suggest he scored 2 goals, got an assist. I think he's looked all right to suggest that he could potentially break into the team next season. Liverpool, though, building. And 67. Oh, I think that's Morrison, is it? Goes out of play, though, for a Liverpool corner. And the Liverpool pressure here is pretty relentless. Ron says, Sealt has all the composure of Mag on Derby Day. Poor Sealt. We had Egan as well. He had a Premier League career, though, in the end. And is that Szoboszlai who's just smashed that over? No, it wasn't. It was a number 6. Whoever the number 6 is just smashed it over. Throat lozenges. Yes, I'd take that right now. They can be a sponsor. Maraz says, thoughts on Palace losing 3-0 Bromley doesn't mean anything or just pre-season lack of match readiness. It doesn't mean much. I think you can learn sometimes in pre-season about sometimes you can learn about attitude and stuff, and if that was an issue, that could be a problem. But I've seen Sunderland lose games in pre-season and it not, all the time, and it not mean anything. I remember Newcastle lost 6-1 at Leyton Orient and still got promoted from the Championship that year, so I don't think it matters all that much. And yes, it is one-way traffic right now. It certainly feels that way. Leroy says, is no one worried about the lack of signings so far, or are people happy? Obviously, keeping our best players is just as important, if not more. I'm happy with. I think that fundamentally, I trust what we are doing here. I would like to see us sign players. Don't get us wrong. I want to see us bring in a right winger, but we don't have a ton to do with the team. We've got loads of players coming back from the World Cup, and we'll get the right players. Fundamentally, it's more important to get the right players and not just get players early. It's also important not to spend too much on players as well. So, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Andy says, we lost 3-0 Hearts last year pre-season. Look at the season we had. We did. 100%. Yeah, we did. We didn't really have any... Yeah, we lost that game. Hearts obviously had a really good season, but it made no difference whatsoever. And I think it's more about figuring out your system and getting players match sharpness more than anything. I will say that Liverpool look like they've had an absolute rocket up them in the second half, by the way, because their press is much, much better. It looks like Simon Moore's coming on as well. So poor Patterson, down to third choice. The chip was against West Ham, I'm pretty sure. Not Villa. He scored against West Ham, we drew 2-2. And he got sent off, I think, in the same game. I'm pretty sure he scored that really good goal and then got sent off. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, I agree with that, Lexi. You don't necessarily need to win pre-season games. Fundamentally, you could play Blythe Spartans 6 times. And, win 9-0 6 times. You wouldn't learn anything. Liverpool, though, are camped in our half so far. They are camped. And the ball comes across. I think it's a shame that because Liverpool are camped in, it's very difficult for our forward players in this game to do much. Oh, and that's a nasty one. On Ogunsui. Came through the back of him there. Liverpool, though, have been very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. Also, just keep the chat civil, guys. Let's just, we're all friends. We're all here for Sunderland. He did score in pre-season. Yeah, Jerry Lenz. I like Jerry Lenz. A David Vaughan Byron against Blackburn is coming to me. Did that happen? It did, mate. It did. It was part of the Martin O'Neill first game. It was Steve Keane. Blackburn winning 1-0. And I think Vaughan scored the equaliser. And then Seb Larson scored a free kick right at the end of the game. Liverpool have brought on Freddie Woodman, who's a former Newcastle player. And Elborg's coming off. And Simon Moore's coming on. It's interesting that why not just do that at half time? But yeah, Simon Moore on. Stephen says, what was the point of bringing Pat O'Shea? Has something to do with Wrexham? I would guess so. I think it's probably because that's the move that's happening. Lawson scored the winner. He did. Great free kick. Scored loads of free kicks for us early on, and then just didn't for years. You remember he scored one at Arsenal that was unreal as well? Which was funny because at the time I had Sky Plus and I'd rewinded the programme to watch an interview and forgot about it. And then everyone in the house next door started cheering and we were confused. And then I realised that we were 3 minutes behind and Seth Lawson bent the free kick in. Gwen, I don't know why you're saying sorry, but your apologies accepted. We're all friends here. So we got a free kick on the edge of the area. It is Proctor taking it. Well, sort of on the edge, on the wing. Let's test Freddie Woodman. See if we can get ourselves ahead again, kind of against the run of play. We're the better team first half. Second half, it's been a struggle after we made the changes. But the ball comes in. And it's a goal kick for Liverpool. It's cleared. Yes, Mr. Mackham, I am surprised no championship team has signed Cirkenham. And I saw a story today that apparently Burnley are just looking at him as an option. So, I think it's a shame because I think he's a good player. Leroy says Craig Garner kept blazing him over the bar. Did score the odd screamer though, did Craig. He's got an unbelievable free kick at Wigan as well. Charles says, what do you make of Klopp taking the Germany job? Will it affect his Travago ads? I reckon he probably had that in his contract. Make sure the Travago ads stay. What do I make of it? I'm glad he didn't take the Real Madrid job. I just felt like Jurgen Klopp wasn't a Real Madrid manager. I just always feel like Real Madrid are like the opposite of Liverpool. And I suppose what I mean by that is Liverpool are, I don't know, not as corporate, or certainly they weren't as corporate. And I feel like Real Madrid are the corporate team. So yeah, I didn't see him as a Real Madrid manager. Jose is a Real Madrid manager. Klopp isn't. Serkin might do better than Championship. He might. I think he'll be looking top end Championship. Is he looking for a Premier League opportunity? I mean, I'm surprised that one of the newly promoted teams haven't looked at him. Apparently he's off to Burnley. Yeah, just seen though. Apparently Burnley aren't as 100% convinced. And Sunderland have won the ball. Proctor's got it. And he's lost out. But it comes out to, I don't know who has it. Number 4, he's got it now though. And it's back to Proctor. I always remember Proctor because he's 77. Sunderland, but a little bit of pressure here, which is nice. Oh. Geragoosen nearly holds it up, but just misses out. I think Geragoosen's hold-up play, he needs to learn a bit from Brobby. I thought that at York as well, just sometimes the ball not quite sticking him the way that you'd hope. Yeah, Craig Gardner, he scored one against Swansea as well, which I really remember. SFC Jules says, would you take Jude from West Ham? Paid a lot of money for him. Are we going to pay... They paid 17, his value would have went up. We're not going to pay 30 plus million for a cover fullback, in my view. I can see Certain going to France or Spain. I can see Dennis Certain taking a foreign move. I think so. Gerard says, my feed is 30 seconds ahead of yours. It's unfortunate. Just don't spoil a goal if it goes in, mate. It will be good. We'll be golden. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm not really doing a ton of comment around the game. We're just sort of chatting about something, aren't we? That's kind of what's going on. Liverpool are on the attack here, though. And there's number 40. I'm not sure who number 40 is. And Liverpool are in, and they've scored. Liverpool 3-2 up, tight angle finish there. Chiesa has netted it. And it was not a great goal from our perspective. But yeah, Liverpool are 3-2 up, and I think it is a deserved goal, to be honest. He is onside. Ball gets played down the channel, and he's sort of just on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he just slots it away nicely past Simon Moore. It's not really much that Simon Moore can do about it, but I think from our perspective, defensively, we don't track the run. We've got 3 players watching the ball, and that comes from having young players watching the ball. And it's unfortunate. Don't think there's much more I can do about it. But there we are. We are getting beat 3-2. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, but I think it's a spot deserved. But Sunderland are breaking straight from kickoff, by the way. So that's good. On the wing. Just doing a little bit too much to it. And it's a bit of a daisy cutter shot from Jaden Jones. Goes straight to Freddie Woodman. But yeah, I think considering we've got a lot of young players playing here, we've done all right in the second half. It's just been pretty backs to the walls. Liverpool, I think, have taken it up a notch. Or it looks that way. Maybe it's just our player levels dropped down a little bit, and Liverpool have been able to press a bit more. But it feels like Liverpool's press has been much better in the second half. But we've won it back. Proctor's got it. Oh, he probably should have passed it off, but he tries the shot. It's deflected. We've done that a few times in this game, though. We've caught Liverpool on their passes quite a bit round the back with the press. And we've got ourselves a free kick on the edge of the area. So they have replied pretty well here from going a goal down, which is good. Wrexham beating Leeds. Very good. Wrexham, though, should be pretty strong. Oh, then again, Leeds have had like one player missing because they've had virtually nobody at the World Cup. But yeah, Sunderland have responded well, though, from going a goal down. 3-2. Good night, Stephen. It's fair enough. We are getting on. There's still 295 people apparently watching the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching it. And we've got Proctor over the free kick. Can Sunderland get a goal? Can Big Jensen seal it? Nod one in and get us level. Ball comes in. Oh, and Szoboszlai heads it out. Probably didn't have to head it out. Leroy, yes it is, mate. Michael Proctor's son. I wonder if any of these players will get loans out this season. Because I think some of them have done pretty well in pre-season. I think Tuyerov seems to be the one that is going to be most likely to be around the team. Proctor's on the corner. Be lovely to get one back in this. Get it at 3-3. Ball whips in. Oh, cleared off the line. It's like a pinball machine in there. And there we are. Played inside. Oh, Liverpool defend it. We still got it. Proctor's got it again, but he's ran it and he loses it. And it goes up for a Liverpool throw-in. We responded well, though. I thought that we might crumble when we went 3-2 down. But we don't seem to have. And considering there's a lot of talented Liverpool players playing here. And we've won the ball back. Hjelde got the ball. Will Hjelde be around next season? Or this season? Christopher, I think you're right. Is it that bad if we lose here? We're later playing kids this half, and first half I'd say we're the better team. I'd agree. I think you got to look at this game in two halves. I thought we were really good in the first half. And to be honest, I think considering we've got just kids playing in the second half, I think we've been pretty good in the second half. And it's fun to win, but the results don't matter. No, they don't. I think if this is like, I can take some sort of value in the last game of pre-season before the game if you're sort of giving people 60 minutes and you're playing your strongest team. I think there is maybe value in it. But then again, do you remember when we were in the playoffs? Or before we were in the playoffs and we had nothing to play for 5 games? Even though we were playing a strong team for the last couple, it's very difficult when you've got nothing to play for. Liverpool are breaking, though, down the left. And it's been very well defended there. A really, really good tackle from Jensen Jones, I think it is, who puts in a really good tackle. Yeah, Jensen Jones. Really good last-ditch tackle to stop a cross going in. I think what we can see is that we've got a pretty technically good level of player at Sunderland in the academy. Like, these players, while they might not obviously be a Premier League quality, they're all, you can tell, good footballers who probably are going to get, you know, going to be playing in the EFL in their careers. They're going to get professional careers, which is really good. But yeah, Liverpool's got a corner. Comes in and it goes to the edge of the box and it's volleyed and it's pinballing around the box and it's cleared very well to stop Liverpool getting a 4th goal. But the pressure remains on. We probably won't be playing much added time here. I would guess that we're probably just going to play it at 90 minutes. Liverpool building again down the left. A cross comes in, it's defended and it's out. Christopher, not having the names on the back is driving me insane, especially when I don't know who a lot of these kids are. Yeah, I agree, mate. It's very, very difficult. CJ2 says, cheers, Connor. Taking screen break before Marvel Comic-Con news. Best of luck with the boot launch if we don't make midweek stream. Thank you, mate. Thanks for joining us for the stream today. It is appreciated. And Liverpool have another corner. And it comes in. And Moore is right underneath it. Can we break on it quickly? We need to see some legs. We need to see some players getting out quickly. I know it's warm, but we had a chance there to counter-attack if we were quick about it. But we slowed it down. We let Liverpool get back into position, and we've got into position. Moore's launched it up the field, and it's actually a good ball. Ogunsui wins himself a throw, but he does well there. Good ball from Moore, though. And I've just been shown somebody random in the crowd. I don't know who they are, though. Liverpool people, I'm guessing. Proctor kicks it out of play. Proctor is going to be playing in the Premier League at this rate. He can take a decent set piece. Sunderland lacking height compared to Poole. Yeah. And Cheers, right. It's because the outfield players' average age is about 6.5. Yeah, we are young. I don't know what the average age is, but most of the players we've got out there are teenagers. But it does feel like we've got a crop of players that are, you know, they've got potential. Obviously, we've got Sealt and Hjelde playing are the only two that have got particular experience. Oh, and obviously Simon Moore in nets. And won ourselves a free kick on the halfway line. Nathaniel, good. Hey mate, good morning from Australia. Just joined the stream. Quick summary of the match so far, and the quick summary would be: first half, Sunderland very good. Went 1-0 down. Poorly defended goal from our end. But Liverpool took the lead. That was pretty much the only thing Liverpool did in the whole half. But we were really good. Rig, Lefay were excellent in the middle. Then Lefay got the equaliser. It was an unbelievable goal. Shot from range. He sort of dribbled up the pitch and shot it from range and went in the top of the net. So we got a 1-1 at half time, but we deserved more. We played really, really well. Rig was very, very good. Then second half, we went 2-1 up. Tutorov scored, really well worked goal, and then Liverpool pretty much dominated the game from that point on. We haven't really had much of an opportunity in the second half other than the goal we scored. And then Szoboszlai scored an unbelievable goal from range. So we've seen 2 really good goals in this game. And then Chiesa before got the goal to put at the head. So yeah, there we are. It's pretty much very good first half when we had our main players out. Second half, much more difficult when we put the academy players out. That's probably the best way of describing it. SJ 30,000. Wait until we play Leeds with the kids and they beat us and get delusions. Well, it's probably one of them, innit? Let's just let them beat one and get all hyped up about the season ahead. I actually think Leeds, if they bring in James Trafford, while I wouldn't be paying 40 million quid for James Trafford, which I presume is what they're going to have to pay, I think it's a good signing. You know, and I think some of their business, I wouldn't have done the business that they've done for Sunderland, but for them, I think it makes sense. Wilson's a good signing for them. He's a decent player. Mihailovic, who we were linked with, it was a lot of money. I think he's a good player, judging from what I've seen from him at the World Cup and his stats. But again, 40 million's a lot of money. And then Trafford, again, we've got roofs, so you wouldn't sign him, but it's a lot of money for a player without a ton of Premier League experience. Actually, the last time he played regular Premier League football was with Burnley, and he was absolutely rubbish. But yeah, I think Leeds are doing all right. Wilson, forgot about him, older player. You know, it's an expensive contract, but I think for next season, maybe the one after, it'll be all right. Got the Wrexham Leeds game on iPlayer. Wrexham winning 1-0. Fair enough. Christopher says, talking about the kids, but you can see the difference in quality with Rig, who's the same age and a lot of the academy squad. Rig has some future ahead of him. Yeah, he's potentially an England player in the future. Liverpool building again down the left, but it's cleared from Jensen Sealt. It's good to see Kjelder back as well, because obviously he went off injured, but he obviously wasn't bad back in the team today, because I was worried for him in case it was something long term. Ogunsu trying his best to hold the ball up, and Liverpool win it back. They've been much better on the press in the second half, Liverpool, it must be said. Yeah, Leeds probably are just replacing the players that they need. But I think they probably are upgrading with some of it because, you know, as you said, Strikes went. I thought he was a decent player, to be fair, but he's gone. Perry's went, but he's rubbish. And if they replace him with Trafford, that's probably an upgrade. Liverpool building again. Crossing the box is collected by Moore. Jay says Rig has been playing first team football 4 or 5 years now. There's no substitute for that experience. You're bang on there, mate. And Sky is Sunderland's 4th favourite to go down this season. I know. We've talked about this at the start of the stream, but I think that the press, media are all... Oh, and Sunderland actually have a little bit of a half chance here. Tutorov... Well, half chance, I say. Tutorov won the ball in the midfield. And they're building. And they've lost it. And Liverpool will have a chance to counter-attack. But yeah, I think the media's just lazy. I think they were proven wrong by Sunderland last season. And just think, well, do you know what? We'll just say they'll be bad this season. And then we weren't wrong last season. But I think we'll have this... Unless we stay up in the Premier League for 3 or 4 years... They'll be waiting for Sunderland to go down because we've been a team that always flirts with the relegation. Christopher, you don't see the hype in Trafford? I mean, I don't know if I see the hype in him or not. I think he's potentially a decent keeper. I think for him, last summer, we'd have been better off signing for Newcastle. Let's be honest. Because he was never... City signed Donnarumma almost straight away, so he was never obviously the first choice there. And we've given the ball away in the midfield. I think we are looking quite tired, I'd say, which Liverpool are building. Szoboszlai plays it in, and Liverpool are, yeah, they are 4-2 up the score. Number 67. I don't know who the number 67 is, but Liverpool are 4-2 up, and I think we can probably say that that is going to be the game. Lewis Kumas, I think it is, that scored it. But yeah, it was a decent move from the Liverpool side. I think Szoboszlai gets it in the attacking position, plays in Kumas, who then takes one touch past the defender and fires it in. And I think Liverpool have been pretty good value for this in the second half, to be honest. I think Sunderland didn't do enough with the dominance in the first half, and then obviously have made a whole raft of changes. But you've got to think a lot of our World Cup players are coming back in this week. Will they be available for the game on Thursday? Well, Friday morning. Who knows? But yeah. Leroy, wonder why we're fourth favourite. Do teams in Europe ever go down? That excuse can't be used. I think Ipswich, 25 years ago, was the only one. They obviously were second season as well when they did that. But you look at the business that they made that summer. And we touched on it. I did a video on Beyond the Big Six about it. It's just not a realistic comparison, to be honest. Reading got Europe. I don't actually think Reading got into Europe. I think they missed. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure they didn't get in the end. I think they just missed out. But I could be wrong on that one. Wigan didn't go down, though. Wigan won the FA Cup and went down the same year. And Liverpool are building again. This could be 5. The Chiesa in the area lays it off. It's been deflected. Yeah, let's try and keep the score down here. We don't want to lose by more. But yeah, I don't think Wigan in their first season in the Premier League didn't qualify for Europe. That's what you're referring to. They had a good season, but I think they just finished in the top half. And then the next year, they nearly went down, survived on the final day at Sheffield United when Neil Warnock got relegated. The whole Carlos Tevez thing. Reading didn't get into Europe. I'm 99% sure in 06-07. Then 07-08 they went down on the final day at Derby, even though they won 4-0. But yeah, other than Ipswich, I don't think there's a team that's ever got promoted and qualified for Europe post-2000. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Wigan did it in the Championship because they won the FA Cup when they went down. Will Man City finally get charged? Well, they've been charged. It's whether or not it gets upheld. Who knows? It's a minefield, though. The Premier League's it's gonna be interesting when that hearing comes down, because if Man City are proven to be guilty, what ramifications does that have for the football? Because all that stuff happened sort of 10, 12 years ago. Leroy says you've got a good memory. Thanks, mate. I'm just sad. Very, very sad. Watched a lot of Premier League years as a kid. A lot of the information stuck in. Right, we're on 88 minutes. Liverpool are still looking like thirsty for more goals. Some good defending from Sunderland there, though. I think it was Jensen Jones again, who's looked alright here. Connor has all the information loaded up on his 82 screens. Yes, mate. Yes, I do. Yeah, it was Jensen Jones. Good defending from him. If Man City get proven guilty, then Everton will get a points deduction. Poor Everton. Had 2 points deductions, haven't they? All sponsored by Samsung. I wish. Right, we've got 2 minutes left of this game. I think we need to be put out of our misery. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. How many of you guys have stuck around to this point? We've got 251 people still in the building. And it is greatly appreciated. I wasn't sure how many people would be watching this. Certainly don't know how many are going to watch on Friday night against Leeds. I think it's Leeds, isn't it, the next one? But that's 1 AM. That's a late one. We should be doing a live stream for it, though. And the Wrexham game definitely will do, because that's 5 o'clock. So Wrexham next Sunday we'll be doing for 100%. The game against Leeds, let's see. If people want it, if there's a desire to have it, we'll do a watch along. If people aren't going to stick around, then we won't. Connor is the architect in the Matrix. Mada says I'm ready for it to be over. Like, yeah, it's been a bit of a brutal one in the second half. Won't be watching the Leeds game, it's very late. Christopher says, do we have any clue on who our show's sponsor will be? I'm holding up buying a kit. I've been told we got one. I don't know who it is, though. Jay, appreciate it, mate. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're awesome as well. I think Jones has been really good. I hope we see more of him this season. Yeah, I'd agree. I think he's been good today. He's been the one sort of that stood out for me. Obviously, Tutorov scored again, so you'd have to give him plaudits. Proctor has been busy. I don't know if he's necessarily been brilliant the whole time, but he's been very involved in the game from a Sunderland perspective. And there it is. We are done. The game is over. Sunderland have lost 4-2. But it's a pretty good workout, I thought, overall. And we'll finish off with some final thoughts before we call it an evening. But yeah, I think Sunderland, they did really well in the first half. I was happy for it in the first half. I thought we did well. And then when you make all them changes, it's going to be difficult. But on Thursday, in theory, when we play in our next matchup, in theory, it's possible that we'll see some of the World Cup players in. So that means we've got a chance of doing something in that one if we've got some of that, a bit more depth in there. I think like bringing in 10 changes for the second half where you bring on the kids, it's always going to be so difficult because they're all playing at that level. You can't get them to come up a level because they're all at that level. But yeah, I think the first half though, really, really good. I enjoyed it. I thought Lefay and Rig both looked really good. Coach PGG, buzzing for you, mate, being at that game. Glad that you were able to check that out. So that's going to be good. Where is it? Where is the game against Leeds? Is it Philadelphia? I think. Is it? We've definitely got one in there. Commentators now saying that they think we are going to be relegated because of second season syndrome and how our squad is too experienced for Europe. They obviously know nothing. Yeah, they obviously know nothing because we've got a squad that's really experienced for Europe. Good watch along, mate. You doing a video at 10:30? No, we're not doing one tomorrow morning, I don't think, unless something interesting happens in the transfer market. But no, we'll not do one tomorrow. We'll do one Monday morning. We'll be back as normal for that. But yeah, there'll not be any tomorrow morning because I just don't think there's enough. Unless something interesting happens in the interviews after the game, I don't think there is enough to talk about it. Cheers, everyone, though, for watching. And let's wrap this one up. Thanks, everyone. We've been on for 2.5 hours. I think it's the longest I've done a stream by myself, and I've enjoyed it. It's been good fun, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. It's the first time doing something like this. It's a bit of a warm-up for me pre-season, but everything worked on the stream as well as we could have hoped, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, though, and have a good night. I'll see you on Monday morning, if not before. If Sunderland do some business, we'll be back on Monday morning. But thanks, everyone, and yeah, I'll catch you again.